It's called like Graves syndrome or something like that. And the texting service has always weighed in when I've talked about this before. Feel free to do it again, 77031. I never had it when I grew up, when I was living in Green Bay, the frozen tundra that is Wisconsin. It's something that developed as I got older. And because it's Florida, I very rarely am confronted with this until today. I mean, and I noticed.
Yeah, but it's mid-March.
It is mid-March. It is mid-March. But
literally. But it's not that cold. It gets colder.
Well, it does get colder. We are going to see lows in the 40s tonight.
Really?
Yeah. But then tomorrow it's supposed to be a warmer day, upper 70s.
Okay.
St. Patrick's Day, the perfect day if you and your kids are trying to find a day to get outside and do something. That's going to be St. Patrick's Day Friday, all sun, 84. A lot of rain Saturday, and then Sunday we back down into the 60s.
So, and the Sunday 60 high
gets Ross
$10.
$10 big.
Better collect
$10 big from one Jim Colbert who swore,
"I will."
This was our last blast. Renault syndrome. Thank you, texting service.
Renault syndrome. Oh, yeah. Isn't that a French car?
That would be a Renault.
Oh,
which I always wanted.
There is absolutely no chance that I am going to get my $10 from Jim. Jim is one of those people that when you win a bet against, you have no problem asking for the money.
and the amount doesn't even matter. It's just the fact that you won against him.
It does. All right, guys.
And it hurts him to pay.
I got some friends, you win a gamble, you win your bet, and you feel really bad after.
Yeah. I get it.
You know how I know I have those friends? Because I am that friend.
Right. Really?
Wow, you probably really need this more than I do, but I'm going to take it.
Yeah,
anyway.
wow, he lost $50, and there he goes in his 06 Sentra.
Yeah, exactly.
With manual windows. He's got his priorities right.
And that's why I tried to clarify on Monday, because, Ross, your bet was like after the weekend, whether there'd be temperatures in the 60s again.
Yeah.
Now,
and not after the weekend, it was next week.
So Sunday, it's like, okay, for some people, the weekend is Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
For others, the end of the week is Saturday. And so.
Now, Ross did make his prediction.
Oh, no, you got it. I think that was perfect.
Perfect. It's only 3:05. It's going to be a long day. But he did.
Classy cigarette.
He did make his prediction that it was going to be Saturday, that was when the week was going to end. Now, I know in my heart of hearts, Ross, you did not see the weather forecast.
Oh, no.
Okay, there was no chance.
You know why I made that bet?
Why?
It's because Jim every year says, "Oh, last blast."
Oh, I know.
And he has not been right once. So I was using, history as
your guy.
Well, actually, isn't he usually right once? The last time he says it, he's just wrong a lot.
Well,
but this was right once.
This is the first time he really dug his toes into the sand and went, "This is the last time."
Yeah, he leaned into it.
He did.
Yeah,
he did. And yet Ross called it right, called it correctly.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. Future's unpredictable.
So you talk about his cursed golf tournament, which I don't know. I know 3 years ago now. Wow.
Yeah.
That was the pandemic. And boy, was he hopping mad. Because this was on the borderline, because this was the time, I think the 11th was the press conference. Everything started shutting down in March in 2020. And he was holding on. He's like, there's no way I'm not going. And there's no way they're going to cancel this. Oh, they're going to do it. And so he was like really fighting that one. And of course, did not get to play.
Right.
I don't know if they had one the following year. Last year, he came in second place. So I don't think there was any problem with last year's tournament, right?
I think he won his flight.
I think he did last year.
Yeah.
I think last year, yeah. But there was something else that had come up that prevented him from either going or going when he wanted. And, of course, this time he had an uncle who passed. But, he also shared that, one of their last memories was driving around this golf course where his uncle used to cut grass when he was a high school student. So, I'm thankful they got to share those memories and that he's going back to that golf course under that.
I think his uncle must have been pretty proud of him.
I think so as well. Yeah. I think so as well.
And but now to tie in both topics, Jimmy's a little north of us right now in the beautiful metropolis of Palatka, but it's a little chillier.
Oh.
And And early golf, and Saturday is supposed to be rainy.
He's not even thinking that they're going to be able to get their round in. He doesn't think that they're going to be any play on Saturday because the forecast, I guess, is 90% rain in Palatka.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Nice.
Speaking of rain showers, tears, it's official.
What happened?
What do you got?
You got, are the white tips back?
Yeah, is that your fingertip disease?
No, but thanks. I mean, the texting service has lit up. So thanks to everyone who
Just like your fingers.
yeah, they're back to being pink again, a bright pink. So that's nice. It's official. Aaron Rodgers says he is going to continue playing football, but not for my hometown team. It's now the New York Jets.
Good.
See,
and I'm glad.
You have
To get their round in. He doesn't.
You have sent me into a whirlwind of confusion, Deb.
This is why I'm glad. Because you have you kind of been down on Aaron Rodgers.
I have been down on Aaron
MVP.
Rodgers. Absolutely. Yeah. I think he's acted a little bit like too much of a little bitch over the last couple of years. I really do.
So now,
But he's still a really good quarterback. I'm tired of ESPN crapping on Green Bay. Everyone always seems to forget we're like the second oldest NFL team in,
But what? Just history-wise?
Well, history-wise, yeah, absolutely. Because Aaron
Rodgers
doesn't
mean anything in the now.
Well, no, hopefully it will sometime because it's going to mean another up-and-coming quarterback. Not that the one that we have now isn't going to do a great job.
Out of 30 teams, he's in the top 3.
But Rodgers told the Pat McAfee show his intention since Friday has been to play for the Jets. He says now it's just a matter of the Jets and the Packers agreeing on compensation. I don't know if you heard this little tidbit, him giving a list of players to the Jets that he'd like to see them add. Yeah, good luck with that. The longtime Packers said he was leaning toward retirement before he took that darkness retreat.
Hell yeah.
But then he came out of it wanting to play more football. He was drafted by Green Bay back in 2005, won a Super Bowl with the team in 2010.
It's a shame that he only has one Super Bowl.
I know. I know.
Yeah. It's not great when you look at somebody's resume and you go, wow, they won the Super Bowl. And I'm assuming he was the Super Bowl MVP, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just
13 years ago.
You can't help but think that should have been more than one.
Yeah.
Not only that, you think he's only won half the amount of Super Bowls as Eli Manning.
That's rough. It's a team game, though.
You having fun over there, Jack?
Well, no, I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I wanted him on the Raiders.
I know you
My
did.
Raiders.
Yeah.
But, we got Garoppolo. Hopefully he'll be upright for most of the season.
Other football news, the Buccaneers have their next quarterback.
Yeah, I
so
saw
at least
that.
They saw that. Yeah, ESPN reports they reached a one-year agreement with former Rams QB Baker Mayfield.
Is he going to be the guy?
Well, I mean,
Is he the guy, or is he like the backup guy?
I don't know, but the one-year deal, it's $8.5 million.
I think they're
might be the guy.
Yeah, wait, 1 year deal?
That's kind of let's
that's
see what
not
you got.
great.
Now, this is
That
what
seems like a backup guy.
Well, because I was going to say, they say the franchise now has 2 under contract, including Kyle Trask.
Yeah, I think he is still, being looked at. I think he's being looked at as the starter. Maybe Baker's there for some competition. I don't know. You're looking at the same tier, though, of quarterbacks between those two guys, if you ask me.
Well.
But yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
The Buccaneers and the Packers kind of know we're kind of not in the same boat, but we are in having storied quarterbacks leave. And
so are you bummed about this?
I'm bummed because I don't want my team to go back to being what it was when I grew up in Green Bay, which was the armpit of the NFL.
Yeah, that was like
I know.
A while ago.
I know.
You guys are way overdue to suck.
But he went from one armpit of the NFL to another armpit of the NFL and the Jets.
I agree. I don't care. I mean, he's gone now, so there's no point in worrying about it now. I mean, Ray Trendley from TK Law and I were talking about it Monday night. He's another Packer fan, so it's a rebuilding era, right?
Ray's a Dolphin fan.
No, he's a Packers fan.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
I think I want clarification on this, Ray.
Okay, well,
Ray
Trendley, TK Law. Come on, tell him loud and proud.
Because he's from South Florida.
But he's a Packers fan.
Yeah, I think he was just humoring you.
Oh,
I know that the
you
Jets
hit me hard, Bradshaw.
I know that the Jets, historically speaking, are really, really bad.
Yeah.
But they have a pretty raw team.
And sometimes that makes the best football.
Yeah.
That makes the best football.
Well,
that makes the best sports.
You got Breece Hall as your, granny tore his ACL last year, but that was his rookie year. You got Breece Hall, who's a stud of a running back. Honestly, the only thing you really need out in New York is a quarterback. Their defense is stacked.
Yeah. I would like, because I grew up in Jersey, and so every weekend, our local teams were the Giants and the Jets, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And in the 80s, I got to experience the Giants doing great while the Jets had Richard Todd, and all their other long line of quarterbacks. But I think it would be great for the Jets to be relevant, be good, be part of the conversation, and have an exciting two teams that are, playoff caliber. I think that'll be good for the sport and good for Jets fans, long-deserved, long-suffering Jet fans, including the guy in the fireman's hat, Fireman Ed. I think that's his name. You've seen him.
Did you see who the Giants signed? They signed Darren Waller.
I am very disturbed by this because he was a huge part of the Raiders' offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a guy in recovery who straightened his life out, but then was just performing at Pro Bowl levels at a tight end, but with the speed of a wide receiver, and was just phenomenal. And to see him get away and go to the Giants, I don't know, this Josh McDaniels experiment, I'm still a little concerned about.
Are you?
So, Deb, I want to hear.
Is still out.
I need an official graph. I want to know how you feel about this Aaron Rodgers thing. Is it 80% bad, 20% good riddance?
Yeah,
Is it 100% bad?
Yeah.
I would go with the 80-20. I would have liked to have seen one more Super Bowl ring for the Packers before he left.
Okay.
But, 20%. But like you said, I'm also happy for long-suffering Jets fans because having been a long-suffering Packers fan, I know what it's like when your team does finally start to win and put your name back on the map, and it feels good. So, I'll wish the fans good luck with the next season and, hope he helps their team out as much as they're banking on it. I mean, $59 million, he better do something.
Well, it's good that he's going to the Jets because New York doesn't have, any vaccination rules, right?
No, they do, actually.
Oh, really? Wow, look at that.
Well, listen, speaking of that, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to do some woke news, including Wall Street heading toward a negative close. As fears continue over the banking sector, there's a third bank looks like it could be in trouble. Florida lawmakers are considering changes to death penalty sentences. And that vending machine could actually save lives. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News. Jack, you've got some breaking news?
Yeah, this just in Ray Trenley text. In my first football... Oh, wait, hang on. He goes, his first football game was Dolphins versus Packers. He watched Dan Marino and Brett Favre go head-to-head. He ended up a Packers fan that loves the Dolphins.
There you go. There you go. That's covering all of your legal bases there, right?
Wow, that was lawyer speak.
That was absolutely.
Yeah, just to say, I'm a fan of that team. I love that guy, dude. He's so awesome.
I know. I love him as well. Love talking football, Packer football or whatever. But we're going to talk more about all of those other subjects after this break. So keep it right here on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Someday, Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you take the dog for a walk?
Ha ha ha. No way in hell.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
We're still looking at a stop-and-go ride eastbound on I-4 between U.S. Highway 27 to 429. It's also slow between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. Westbound, a solid ride 2 on I-4 between the Beach Line and State Road 535. And we're seeing delays between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. No reported problems on the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by GetYourOilChange.com.
It's spring break. Be ready to roll. Valvoline Instant Oil Change provides a stay-in-your-car premium Valvoline oil change that includes an 18-point maintenance check, all in about 15 minutes. Go to GetYourOilChange.com to save up to 50%.
Divorce? Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now, so I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price on select models. Net of all rebates.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Every cook has their special touch. And at Pollo Tropical, our latest catch puts all others to shame. The new Corvina fish fillet, wild caught, freshly prepared with olive oil and our blackened seasoning, then kept under wraps on our grill till it's bursting with flavor. Enjoy it on a tropi chopper platter with our famous homemade rice and beans. Sure, there are plenty of fish in the sea, but there's only one this delicious, Corvina fish fillet, only at Pollo Tropical.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah! Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93 or free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, Plumbing Today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment. I love going on double dates to McDonald's. And by double, I mean twice a day. And by dates, I mean quality time with my choice of a savory sausage biscuit or sausage McMuffin paired with hash browns for $2.79 in the morning. Then sneak away for either a delicious McDouble or McChicken with small fries on the side for $3.69 later in the day. Who needs romance when there's McDonald's? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid when product served.
No matter what I get, it's 20% off every day when I spend $1 on the McDonald's app. So yesterday was my please the whole fam on the way to the game meal. Today is my finally get them to stop asking, are we there yet meal. Who knows what tomorrow will be? Maybe a delicious crispy chicken sandwich all for myself meal. Whatever it is, it's a win. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Offer valid through December 31st, 2023 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. McD app download and registration required.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. If you are in an accident, take pictures of everything. The damage, the roadways, and the other drivers, and call the police. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Every day, all month long, Dunkin' Rewards members who order ahead get a $2 medium iced coffee. Make it Irish cream flavored, exclusively for members. Not a member? Join on the app. Limit 1 member per day. Additional charges and terms may apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Our country was founded on the principles of freedom and justice for all. Providing access to the courts is a basic right that all Floridians expect to enjoy. It's the way our society can resolve disputes in a peaceful way. The right is under attack by big insurance companies and corporate executives. They want to strip these fundamental rights with a new law that would shut the courthouse doors to all Floridians. I'm Mark Anajar with Anajar and Levine, and I'm asking you to tell your lawmakers to oppose House Bill 837 and Senate Bill 236. Keep Florida free.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Yeah. We like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Damn, Jack, that's a good tune.
We're doing all 80s music today on our rejoins because I just got in that kind of groove today.
Did you?
Yeah.
DJ Jack Flash feeling it?
Maybe tomorrow will be 90s, but today it's 80s.
Does that mean Friday we're going to do
70s?
70s. Okay, so we're breaking away from Yacht Rock Fridays?
Well, we do Yacht Rock once a month.
Okay.
And actually, most Yacht Rock, well, some of it's in the 80s, most is 70s anyway.
That's true. Anyway, yeah, good. Got it covered then.
Yeah. Yes. We'll do 90s tomorrow and maybe 70s on Friday.
Excellent.
Yeah.
They consider the 80s and 90s nostalgia now. It's considered retro.
Think about it. 40 years ago now. 40 years ago. Anyway, this is New Order.
New Order. It's a classic. All right, speaking of...
That's ironic. It's New Order.
I know, exactly. All right, let's get woke.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, woke news brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Wall Street is heading toward a negative day as there are worries over the strength of the banking sector. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped by more than 650 points at times today before recovering some of its losses. The other major averages shed at least 1% before mounting a comeback as well. The drops come as all eyes are on Swiss bank Credit Suisse. It's being looked at as perhaps the third bank to be in trouble in less than a week. And now a lot of these they're saying are smaller banks. There's no need to be concerned about, the banking sector overall. But Jack, as you were saying yesterday, all it takes is that negative public perception for people to start, having a run on banks trying to get their money out.
Well, yeah, everyone said, oh, what about me? I just need to get my stuff to be safe. Your stuff is insured for now, and it's that panic that creates the problem.
Exactly. Right now, the Dow is down about 373 points. Back closer to home, legislation that would only require 8 jurors and not a unanimous jury to hand down a death sentence is being heard by Florida lawmakers. Tony Minolto, who lost his daughter Gina in the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting, is in favor of the measure and said the convicted shooter in his daughter's case shouldn't have been able to avoid the death penalty. But State Representative LaVon Bracey Davis is against the bill, saying the process needs strengthening. The Florida House Justice Appropriations Subcommittee voted 8-6 in favor of the bill to move it along in the legislative process. This is one of many topics that we're going to be talking to Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell about in the 5 o'clock hour. His article today is just about how slippery a slope it is when you don't require a unanimous jury when it comes to the death sentence.
We've made mistakes.
We have.
And when you are exacting the ultimate punishment, you can't afford mistakes.
In his article, I learned that he said that Florida has gotten it wrong more than any other state in the entire country.
So let's make it easier to kill people.
And part of it was because of that split jury decision.
Yeah.
So
thanks, FCAT.
All right, one of Florida's top lawmakers, this is interesting because she's speaking out against a proposed firearm bill. State Senate President Kathleen Pasadomo says she does not support legislation that would lower the minimum age requirement to buy a rifle from 21 years old to 18. Now, the measure started moving through the state house earlier this week, but a similar bill has yet to be filed in the Senate. I'm surprised by that. House Speaker Paul Renner issued a statement earlier today saying some lawmakers are restoring the ability of young adults to exercise their Second Amendment rights. Keep in mind, this law was passed after Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. So we've already had 2 stories in the news so far today. One about how we're going to change jury choices in death penalty cases.
Republicans are feeling themselves in Florida. It's been strong. You have a strong governor and a Florida legislature. So Republicans are in control. And have been for a while in this state. So they're feeling themselves, and it's like, okay, everything we wanted. Let's keep pushing.
I just wish they would let some laws stay on the books for a while. I mean, that was 5 years ago that they changed that law.
Yeah, that's insane that was 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
What a quick U-turn for a law.
Seriously, to me, they shouldn't be allowed to be bandied about like that.
Do you guys trust 19-year-olds?
No.
Yeah, not with much.
I mean, I wouldn't have trusted myself at 9. I mean, you're 19. You can go to war, though.
I trust some 19-year-olds a lot more than I do some, older.
Why'd you point at me, Jack?
Older politicos.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of pointing up.
It was a good save, though.
It was a good save.
It was a weird point.
That was actually a very good save.
He ended up doing like some sort of opera singer pose.
I don't trust you.
To avoid the hand going towards that. I like that.
I know. And quick save. He's quick on his feet, that Jack Bradshaw.
I trust Deb mostly.
All right. All right, Florida lawmakers, that's not all they're doing. They're also looking over a bill designed to crack down on fuel theft. A state Senate committee approved the legislation earlier this week that would make it illegal to possess gas skimmer equipment. I guess this isn't the same as those skimmers they put on the card readers. This is a different one. This device allows suspects to fill large tanks of fuel for free without the gas station knowing.
Wow.
A Circle K here in Central Florida was hit 6 times last year. Thieves got away with, how much worth of diesel do you think they got away with?
$125,000.
Ooh, that's a little too hot. It's a little too hot.
$10,000.
How do you store that? That was dumb. Come on, man.
Not really, but it was $43,000 worth of diesel fuel.
Oh, I almost nailed that one.
No, you didn't. That wasn't
I should
almost.
get the dong for that.
No, you should not.
It was pretty close.
Why is he the keeper of the ding and the dong?
Because the buttons are over here, Deb.
There is an
geography.
Oh, just right next to that Asian noise that you always play
from your side
that you always blame on me.
I'm not going to touch your buttons. Your buttons are safe.
Evidence. You said it yourself.
All right. Well, there is an identical version of the bill also being considered in the state house. The civil trial filed by the parents of Gabby Petito is being pushed back. The family claims Brian Laundrie's parents knew their daughter was dead and where her remains were located, but did not tell police. During a hearing in Sarasota County earlier today, lawyers on both sides agreed that they just need more time to build their case. So police say Petito was killed in 2021 by Laundrie, who was her fiance at the time during their cross-country road trip. The judge has set a trial date for next spring. Today marks a somber anniversary at Florida International University down in South Florida. It was on 1:47 p.m. on March 15th, 2018, that the new and still under construction pedestrian bridge over Southwest 8th Street collapsed. And it collapsed onto cars that were waiting there at the intersection.
Wow.
6 people were killed and 10 others were hurt. This afternoon at 1:47, students, faculty, and staff paused for a moment of silence while bells rang 6 times. Now, last year on the...
What'd they say caused that? Was it just like bad cement?
It was bad construction, bad design.
Bad design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the bronze statue of the FIU student killed in the accident, Alexa Duran was unveiled in a memorial plaza near the Green Library.
Just one of those things, man.
I know.
You're just going through your day. How many times you're just sitting under an overpass? Like right now, people listen to us are probably waiting at a light under I-4.
I cannot tell
Let's
you
hope
guys.
it was built well. Don't freak out, people.
I know, but at the same time, I cannot tell you how many nightmares I have had since the Surfside condo collapse, where in my dreams the building is shaking and getting ready to fall down.
Really?
I probably had that nightmare just this past weekend. Because up until that story, that was something that, I hate to sound like the ugly American, but that was just something that happened elsewhere. You didn't hear, it wasn't an old building. It wasn't, there hadn't been chunks of concrete. I mean, you needed to make over at least $1 million to be able to afford a place there. And yet in the middle of the night, building just falls down.
In the middle of the night.
Too soon, Ross.
No, that wasn't a joke. No one else thought about the song when she said that? Jack.
Efforts to prevent future flooding in parts of Orange County are underway. Construction crews are focusing on lakes in Orlando's Orlo Vista neighborhood. Yeah, you remember that was one of the local neighborhoods that flooded horribly during Hurricane Ian, even had to do high water rescues. So the year-long mitigation plan will deepen local ponds and install pipes to control water levels before and after a storm. The more than $23 million project was actually created following Hurricane Irma back in 2017. Now, it is expected to be completed sometime next year. Let's hope. County leaders are going to hold a meeting next week to provide an update on the progress, because I'm sure they are just damn tired of their properties constantly flooding whenever we get any kind of tropical weather. Speaking of tropical weather, construction crews are rushing to finish hurricane repairs near Volusia County beaches. Why are they rushing, you ask? Because turtle nesting season approaches.
Oh, yeah.
Not the turts.
This is a terrible... Well, Daytona Beach Shores Mayor Nancy Miller says all home repair projects must be completed by May 1st. Otherwise, the plans will be placed on hold through most of the year because sea turtles nest starting in spring all the way through October, through another hurricane season.
You know what? I bet most of those owners would love to have it done by May 1st.
I know.
But you have all those mitigating circumstances of whether it's supply chains, contractors, all those things that go into getting a job done.
Not only that, one person in one of, I think it was a Local 6 story I read, said he would love, like you said, Jack, to have it done, but he's been in the permitting process since November. He hasn't even been able to get a permit pulled, much less even worry about the supply chain. Well, officials are asking people to focus on projects that the state would provide permits for, since local permits can take much longer to approve. The county is working with state and federal leaders to allow coastal residents to continue working through the nesting season so that they can shore their homes up in time for the next hurricane season that kicks off all too soon, June 1st. All right, a city in Brevard County is cracking down on illegal fishing. Leaders with Indian Harbor Beach passed an ordinance that would give police more resources to arrest offenders. This is great news because the order also adds a civil penalty, which means the suspect can be arrested on a misdemeanor charge, cited, or removed from the beach. And this is why this law is great to hear, because it was approved in response to that video of a man who was beating and killing a protected lemon shark with a hammer.
Right.
So that man is facing multiple charges from Florida wildlife officials. And if you're fishing in Indian Harbor Beach, be aware that this new ordinance is taking effect immediately.
That takes a special kind of someone to
Doesn't it?
beat a shark with a hammer.
I wanted that hammer. Really wanted that hammer.
And what did you want to do with it?
Make a friend. All right. A new launch date has been set for a historic launch along Florida's Space Coast. The U.S. Space Force says Relativity Space is targeting another attempt for its first mostly 3D printed rocket later this week, about 85% of it 3D printed. The company is looking at a launch window that would begin at 1 a.m. on Friday, marking the third try for the rocket. Officials say weather is almost perfect for a scheduled liftoff at Launch Complex 16 over at Cape Canaveral. Let's hope they can get it off the ground early Friday, because after that, of course, as that
weather.
the next cold front moves in, that'll have an effect on it. All right, and finally, a new kind of vending machine in Putnam County, of all places, could be a lifesaver.
Could be where Jim is right now.
It is Palatka's SMA Healthcare installed Narcan vending machines last week at 4 locations across the county.
Woo-wee, is that grim?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, now think about this. The machine dispenses a nasal spray that can save people who are overdosing. Each free box comes with 2 Narcan doses along with instructions on how to administer them. Now, an SMA official tells Newsjax 4 that for a county as small as Putnam, the number of overdoses is unprecedented. That's the first city I have heard of in the entire state of Florida putting in free Narcan vending machines.
Which is great in theory. Anything free, it's the abuse you're concerned yourself with. And it's not even abusing the product. It's just kids being kids and saying, oh, let's get them all. For no good reason.
Right.
But they say Narcan is something that everyone should have.
I mean,
everyone should have available to you.
It used to be that it was EMTs, police officers, but now we've seen even here in Orlando, they're handing them out to nightclubs, to restaurants, in some cases even, your convenience stores, because we've all heard the stories of people overdosing either in fast food restaurants, their bathrooms, or the same thing at gas stations. So
could you feasibly have like a Narcan blow dart? I'm sure this question gets asked all the time. You know what I'm talking about, Jack?
Yeah, I'm trying. Well, I see. What's neat about this is it's a nasal spray now.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, if they could get it down, if they could really knock it down to that and to have a blow dart. Thump.
I know who they could sign up.
Ow, God, my life just got saved. Look at that.
Then they get all angry at you because you ruined their high.
Exactly.
What happens if we, as non-people who need Narcan, if we just did Narcan? What happens then?
I don't think anything.
Are you guys down?
I'm going to say no, and that would only encourage people to empty those free vending machines.
Exactly.
I don't know, I'm curious. I got an idea, Jack. I'm going to buy a blow dart off of Amazon,
All right.
and then you just launch one into my neck.
All right.
I'm here for that.
Well, while we work on the design for that next viral video, I want to let you know that Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Yeah, everybody knows you should get more than one quote on a mortgage, but statistics show that only about 25% of mortgage shoppers actually do. Well, I can tell you why, right? Because it takes too much time and we're all busy. Well, that mortgage guy, Don, makes it so easy for you that you really have no reason not to. Just go to thatmortgageguydon.com, hit the compare quote button, put in your contact info, tell him your credit score, and upload your quote. That's it. Don will do the rest, interpret your quote, and let you know if you can do better. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind at thatmortgageguydon.com. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more on The Jim Colbert Show, so keep it here on Real Radio 104.1.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends, this weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will reach the upper 60s. We're staying below seasonal with a bit of a breeze. Winds out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. As we head into the overnight hours tonight, we'll be dipping into the 50s and 40s. But then temperatures will be warming and skies drying and clearing by Friday. Forecast high for your St. Patrick's Day around 84 degrees.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
Everybody knows Tools Ace Hardware has all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking from Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, and Uni. Come check out the new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle now in stock at most Tools Ace Hardware locations. This griddle is fueled with propane and will open up a whole new world of griddling, frying, steaming, and sauteing while delivering the innovation and premium quality that Traeger is known for. Plus, previous model Traeger Timberline pellet grills are now $700 off while supplies last. Just visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com and get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. Tools Ace. Place, the backyard place.
Unexpected expenses don't exactly come with an installment plan.
What if they could? An Amscott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Save time and money with the aluminum fence in a box from Fence Outlet. It comes with everything you need to easily install it yourself with 0 down and 0% financing. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more information and store locations. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Hurry in during Ram Truck Month and discover what it truly means to drive a truck that's built to serve. Ram Truck Month, going on now. And now purchase and get 1.9% financing for 72 months or 10% below MSRP on 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn models. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. 1.9% APR financing for 72 months equals $14.71 per month per 1,000 financed for well-qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/3/23.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
The Orlando Boat Show is at the Orange County Convention Center March 17th through 19th with 21 of Central Florida's best boat dealers representing over 80 manufacturers. Fantastic deals on bass boats, bow riders, pontoon boats, wake boats, cruisers, fishing boats, and much more. Sign up to crack the code and win a $30,000 Yamaha SX190 powerboat sponsored by V-Force Marine Orlando. Lots of family fun with Twiggy the water skiing squirrel and the trout fishing pond. Over 40 exhibitors showcasing a variety of products. The boat super sale you can't afford to miss. More info at orlandoboatshow.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
No one has the same taste as you.
You damn right.
From the music you love to the podcasts you can't live without. And only the iHeartRadio app has it all for free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nope.
Nuh-uh.
Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. And thanks to Jack Bradshaw for the all 80s rejoin music today. Jack, who's this band?
Human League, Keep Feeling Fascination.
Now, she was the one who wore the clear plastic cups as a brassiere, right? No, that was Missing Persons?
Yes, I think that's Missing Persons. The
Okay,
scene for
yeah.
Missing Persons.
I always get those two confused. I never know why.
Yeah. It's all one big 80s blur.
It is one big 80s blur.
More
And
like missing a bra, am I right, Chuckle Hut? God, I'm on fire.
Welcome back. The Jim part is taking care of some family business and trying to play in his golf tournament for the next few days. So Jim will be back on Monday, but you've got Deb, Jack, and Ross. Our usual Wednesday fun coming up about 4 o'clock. We're going to do Animal House. You definitely want to watch our YouTube channel because we're going to have kittens climbing all over Jack and Ross today.
I'll be running the kitten cam.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Jack will have kitten cam, so Ross, you'll have to have arms full of kittens.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
No, he's running the board. That means all the kittens will be on you, Dad.
Oh, bummer.
Kittens are cool.
Kittens are cool.
Kittens on your puppies.
Kittens.
What'd you say?
In the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to talk to Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell. Man, he's got a lot of stuff today he wants to talk about. The legislative session where they're talking about split juries. He wants to talk some Major League Baseball, Jack.
And also about a vote. There was an election in Maitland yesterday with a pretty interesting race that he has an update on. And I only learned about it because it was they wrote about it in the Orlando Sentinel, and I was like, no way.
I know. That's what I thought, too. That's what I thought. So, yeah, we're going to cover that as well. Then we're going to have, of course, trivia. Thank you, Brad. Ross Thoughts, Last Call, and more. You know, we had the Oscars this past weekend. You know, everybody talked about the Daniels, right? The guys who wrote and directed Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's how you say it.
Along with Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress.
Screenplay. Yep.
And Supporting Actor as well.
Yeah.
But there was one detail that I cannot believe people didn't make a bigger deal about.
What's that?
And Jack, it is so you. It is so you.
I watch the Oscars. What is it?
All right. Well, Daniel Scheinert's Tux of Choice, one of the two Daniels from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
That's how you say
Guess where he got it?
The Gap.
No.
The movie?
Think bargain, Jack. I know it's the Oscars.
Goodwill.
No, Jack.
No, bigger bargain. Salvation Army bin. He took it out of
someplace that
robbed a homeless guy.
No.
A, I can't believe you said that. B, I can't believe I was thinking the exact same thing.
I know. What homeless guy is going to be running around in a tuxedo?
Yeah.
No, he got it at the Unclaimed Baggage Center in Scottsboro, Alabama.
Oh.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Who would have thought? Apparently, he had bought it as a prop in a movie and just always told his friends he was going to wear it to the Oscars.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And ended up wearing shoes made by a guy who used part of his material for making the shoes as old tires.
Recycled.
I mean, right in the middle of that reuse, repurpose, recycle, kind of movement. I thought that was great. What a great idea, because they get everything at those centers. Apparently, this one that he went to in Alabama, they get them from train stations, planes, and buses.
Well, I know that the other guy, his jacket...
Daniel Kwan?
Yeah, his jacket that had the word punk on the back was kind of an homage to Michelle Yeoh's character in the film. Because she also wears a jacket for a brief amount of time in the film with the word punk on the back. God, what a movie.
I know. I still want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see it again. It's so much. You can definitely see it.
Yeah, you can watch that movie more than once and still be like, God, wow, I am sober, but I just took drugs.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. That whole Inception vibe, right?
Way more. If Inception was hard to get,
right,
then buckle up for this thing. Isn't it fever dream-esque, drug-esque of an experience?
Yeah.
That's what I've heard it compared to, like mushrooms or maybe a little bit of an acid trip.
Well, when you are talking about a multiverse and alternate universes, right?
Right, yeah.
there are no rules, so anything could be, quote, normal. So when you are in a different universe, their norm can be something that is just totally imagined here, like hot dog fingers, for example.
Right. Well, that explains how two women in their 60s got to have starring roles in a film in Hollywood. Yeah, that whole alternative universe type thing.
You know what it really is just for that notion, is the real winner of this year's Oscars, and this is big news for cinema fans, good news for cinema fans, is that A24 cleaned up. A24 is the independent production company behind Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Wow.
They also made The Whale.
Wow.
So they won everything.
Everything.
And what's awesome about that is that it's showing, hey, you can still make a $30 million, $15 million budget film, spend whatever you want on advertising, and still have it be profitable. Because a lot of major motion pictures are they fell down this wormhole of we have to spend $180 million to make a movie.
I mean, and you've got your Avatar, you've got your Top Gun Mavericks who are doing just that. I mean, they kind of lay out that blueprint of what is necessary.
Yeah, while A24 is just more leaning on a great script that no one hasn't seen before, so they don't know how it's going to end.
And also, I think being able to see raw talent in the places where you would least expect to see an Oscar award-winning director, a.k.a. doing music videos. You know, this was a 2-year project for these guys. So, you know, the idea that, a good project can be found anywhere and good eyes are going to be willing to see it and take it on.
And A24 was... they were shouted out throughout the entire award ceremony of going, thank you for trusting us.
Right.
It really seems, at least to me, that they are letting artists artist.
Yeah.
Instead of, you look at over what, a $200 million movie has at stake is far more than... a $20 million movie.
And that's why I thought this 95th Academy Awards felt a little bit different with Everything Everywhere All at Once and The Whale being the top 2 films instead of Avatar and Top Gun Maverick.
Well, I would say the top 2 films was Everything Everywhere and then All Quiet on the Western Front.
Right.
Which is a foreign movie.
Yeah.
So.
But it felt more, I just felt more about the artistry this time around.
Yeah.
Than about the pomp and circumstance.
And that one included. I think that also fits what you're saying
exactly.
about, smaller films.
Exactly. Yeah. And those projects that, didn't get the kind of Avatar-esque or Top Gun-esque kind of media blitz or word of mouth, but yet at the same time, exceptional pieces of cinema.
Yeah, but, for Top Gun and Avatar, by far, just crushed the box office.
Right, exactly.
So it's not, they're not hurting there, but it's not uncommon for the super popular draws at the box office to not do well when it comes to award time.
Yeah, and the other way around, like just this last weekend watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind and kind of revisiting a little bit of Steven Spielberg's history when it came to, getting the recognition from Hollywood, getting that Oscar nomination and how long it took him really, and the just kind of culture-changing movies that in the meantime he had continued to put out.
Now, I know real quick, and I know we have to go, I know Jim mentioned The Fabelmans yesterday. Did he like it?
He didn't love it.
No, he didn't love it. He said he liked it, but he did not think it was worthy of being nominated for Best Movie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So at that point, you wonder how much is it because it's, the name attached to it of Spielberg or, maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I do want to see it.
One of the last little tidbits I learned was that, Steven Spielberg Saving Private Ryan lost that year to Gwyneth Paltrow and Shakespeare in Love. And when you go back to that and you're like, what?
Yeah.
They actually did that?
Yeah.
So, you remember that sometimes it takes a while for even those geniuses amongst us to be recognized, even by their own peers. And on that note, you're going to, like I said, tune into our YouTube channel because we're going to lighten it up with kittens. We've got Miranda Nathanson and Susan Russell from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando. They're coming up next for Animal House to talk about kitten season. We'll let them tell you what that means and more coming up next. So keep it right here on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Seeking attention in unhealthy ways way before the internet turned it into a six-figure career. Yeah, that's a weird thing to brag about, but proof is in the pudding and alimony checks. It's the 30th anniversary of Real Radio 104.1. Thanks, because we couldn't have done it without
From the
you.
Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Problems eastbound on I-4 between State Roads 436 and 434. 3 lanes are blocked, so avoid this stretch of interstate. Eastbound travel on I-4 still heavy out of Polk County, too. Between U.S. Highway 27 and 429, we're solid westbound between the Beach Line and State Road 535. And we're seeing delays between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. See traffic problems? Call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Churches.
There are so many reasons to get hooked on Church's 8-piece shrimp meal. It's dippable, crunchable, downright irresistible, and it starts at $5.99. The only catch? It's only here for a limited time. Church's Texas Chicken. Welcome to the great state of flavor.
Attention race fans. Get ready for the ultimate thrill at the News Junkie Ultimate Pinewood Derby, presented by JustCallMo.com. Join us Saturday, April 8th at Tuffy's Bottle Shop and Lounge in Sanford for a heart-pumping race that'll leave you on the edge of your seat. Seat not provided. Here's your chance to showcase your skills and compete against other adrenaline junkies for cash prizes in the rules and no rules competition. Build your own car and bring it to the track for an unforgettable experience. Don't have a car in this race? No worries. You can still come and cheer on your favorite racers while enjoying music, food, and drinks along with the excitement of the action on the track. Tickets and more info at realradio.fm/derby.
Spring into a new Mazda at Daytona Mazda with over 200 new Mazdas to choose from. Check out the new 2023 Mazda CX-5 or CX-9 today. And with rates as low as 0%, there's never been a better time to get into a new Mazda with our complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. Daytona Mazda is prepared to make the car buying process as streamlined as possible. Out of respect for your valuable time, stop on by Daytona Mazda at the Daytona Auto Mall today at I-95 and LPGA or shop online at DaytonaMazda.com.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, don't speak to the insurance company. They aren't your friend, and any statement you give them could be used against you. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassy's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassy's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
As road pros, we know how to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, from making alternate routes to finding the best cup of coffee on the road.
And how to help get better mileage. Yep.
Yeah, all diesel fuels are not the same.
Yep. Synergy diesel-efficient fuel from Exxon and Mobil stations helps you get further down the road. Helps keep your engine cleaner, you know?
Keep this baby running. That's the goal. Get the job done and get home.
Yep. Pros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn more and find a station at Exxon.com. Compared to diesel without detergent additives. Results may vary.
Celebrate Mobile Mondays. As a thank you, guests will receive a free award when you place a mobile order through the Chick-fil-A app every Monday in March.
Only valid at participating Chick-fil-A Greater Orlando area locations.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Doors. Call A1 Garage Doors for all your garage door needs, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
Save time and money with the vinyl fence in a box from Fence Outlet. It comes with everything you need to easily install it yourself with 0 down and 0% financing. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more information and store locations. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
This hour of programming is sponsored by Nissan. We make cars that thrill. Shop nissanusa.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1, and happy Wednesday. Thank you for spending part of your workday with us. If you're taking time off this week for spring break, hope you and the kids are having a great time. The Jim part of the show taking a few days off. He'll be back on Monday. Don't worry, you've got Deb, Jack, and Ross. And every Wednesday at this time, we do a little thing called Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
And every week, Animal House is generously brought to you by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. If it sounds like I'm speaking a little quietly this time, it's because I'm holding Gumbo, a little kitten from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando. And joining me in Gumbo is Susan Russell and Miranda Nathanson. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
How are you? Make sure you talk real close to that microphone if you guys don't mind. I know we all have, listen to that sound. We have kittens in the house today, y'all. Kittens in the house. Now, usually Kathy Burns joins us from the Pet Alliance, but I know she's spreading the love a little bit. Gumbo, you want to make your debut? Yeah, you want to make your debut? So what does kitten season mean for y'all over at the Pet Alliance?
Well, we get pretty crowded with kittens that are brought in, kittens that are found outside. That's where most of them come from. I'd say probably a good 90% of them. Once in a while, we get them from a pet that is owned, that has had a litter. But people find them, bring them into us, and
so these are all feral kittens that have been found
they're
like
not feral.
Raw, uncut, straight from the brick.
No, they're not. They're not feral. They're not feral. So these were just found this morning.
Oh, wow. Just this morning.
In an attic of an abandoned house.
Oh, my God. They're freshly not homeless. All right. That's from the streets.
So
how does that happen? Because, I mean, having a cat carrier, hi, Gumbo.
So those would be cats, what we now call community cats. We try not to call them feral.
Right.
We call them community cats. They're out there having babies. So our big thing is, like, if you get the babies, get the moms, get the dads, get them in and get them spayed and neutered. So that's why we have our Community Cat Initiative program.
Okay, so it's important to call them community cat colonies instead of feral cats. And is that partly due to
their feelings?
The difference?
Yes, because so feral cats have had no human interaction.
Okay.
So a lot of these community cats are what we call feeder friendly. They see the feeders, they come running up to them, they'll rub against them. Some of them can even be picked up. So, and then some are just strays. They may have been dumped. We hear that all the time about cats being dumped in locations where they see other cats.
Well, a lot of people believe that, cats can take better care of themselves than dogs can, so let the cat out.
Yeah, so not true if a cat's been inside all its life.
Yeah.
Put it outside, it doesn't know what to do.
Exactly. So
just like me at 18.
Just like all of us at 18. I can't tell whether Gumbo's going to, very sweet kittens, though. Very, very sweet kittens. And, to that sense of the colony community or the community cat, I mean, my first cat I ever adopted was found here at work in the parking lot. Her mother was, used to keep her kittens in the station vehicles out in the parking lot because it was a warm spot to have them. So I was like one of 3 employees who ended up, if we could catch him, adopting a kitten here from the building. If folks have a cat colony at their place of work or We know when Jim lived in Baldwin Park, there was a rather large one behind a bank. You know, they can be very divisive for neighborhoods because, of course, the animal lovers are like, feed them, leave them alone, let them do their thing. Other neighbors are like, nah. So how do you keep peace in the neighborhood if you have a community of cats?
Well, I would say get involved. Contact someone that has a TNR program.
What is a TNR for those who do not know?
So it's actually TVNR. It's trap, vaccinate, neuter, and return.
Okay.
So we are trapped, brought in, they're spayed or neutered, get
Excellent.
their vaccinations, and then their ears are tipped. That is a universal indication that the cat has been altered, and then you bring it back to the location that it's from because that's what it knows.
Right.
And it's the safest thing to do for the cat. And a lot of these colonies, they have feeders, so there's someone that's caring for them.
And then that way they live out their natural lives, but they're not reproducing at a record level.
Yes.
But in that meantime, that means shelters and organizations like the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando is tasked with taking care of these animals. So I can imagine this is a strain on resources because this is just 3 kittens and 2 of them were found this morning.
Yes.
And there's another one, Ice Cream, who wasn't real happy about coming out of the carrier yet. She's over there Wolverining on her own, Jack. So what does that mean for you guys in terms of much more needed resources?
We rely heavily on foster volunteers to take the kittens into their homes and nurture them and raise them until they're 8 weeks and 2 pounds and ready for adoption. We're always looking for fosters.
Fosters are a big deal.
A huge, big deal, because without them, we couldn't save as many lives as we do. The shelters and rescues just don't have the staffing, the time, the resources to care for all these kittens that come in during the year.
Now, do you hope for some foster fails? Come on. Come on.
We get a lot of those.
I bet you do.
And it's mainly the ones that are the single kittens that go out to foster because they get them in their home. They get attached to that one kitten and
and
they want to keep it.
I'm a dog person. I'm really an animal lover. I mean, I have 2 cats now. Jack has at least 2 cats from the Pet Alliance, 3 cats from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando. You guys really need to send him a basket of mini muffins. So, everyone here on the show is big into the rescue scene. So what can the community do to help you guys while you take care of... Now, wait, real quick, let's go back to the foster. What do you... What does fostering mean? Do you help the foster when they bring the kittens home?
So new fosters get what we call a starter bag. They get all the supplies they need for the age of kittens that they have. And then we schedule rechecks because all along the way we provide all the medical care, make sure they get their vaccinations at the correct ages. And anything, if they develop colds or anything, we take care of all of that.
They're so cute. You can see them on our YouTube channel. They're so cute.
And so that's basically what it is. They care for them.
But it's not a financial burden on the foster.
No, we rely on donations. So whatever we have, we pass on to the fosters. A lot of our fosters do supply their own food and litter. Because it's hard to come by.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
All right, I got a cat question. So I'm going to really give you guys a good idea of how nice my neighborhood is. About 7 houses to the right of mine, there's a house with about 40 to 50 cats. I'm trying to narc on them. I don't want that problem happening in my neighborhood, right? Is that against the law or something? Can I make some of those cats ain't making it, Deb.
Oh, no, I'm with you. I mean, that's actually a big problem, Ross, because I've lived in a couple of neighborhoods where I knew...
There's a damn cat orgy happening 6 houses
Could be a hoarding
down.
situation, or what Susan was saying, it's an abandoned house where, a cat colony is taken up into, and there's, and then they're not being cared for, so... Probably would Ross, could he call you guys at the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando?
If you're in Orange County,
you
can call Pet Alliance, contact our person that's in charge of the TNR program, and make arrangements with her. She can come out and see what's going on.
By her, you mean the owner of the house?
No.
Okay. Because I also assume that it's a lady. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. It just got crazy cat lady vibes whenever I walk by this house.
Could be a man.
Yeah, could be a man. Could be a man. But
Susan's taking umbrage with that, Ross.
I'm just saying, I'm going off of a hunch.
Yeah. So you can contact us. Also in Orange County, any homeowner can have up to 5 cats TNR'd per year at no charge.
This is going to take this person 50,
So
this is going to take 10 decades.
So that's what I would say. It would be, you can contact us.
Okay.
And we'll get you steered in the right direction and get someone out there. Usually what they do is they leave door hangers on someone that, if you need help, we're here.
Yeah.
So
I will get one of those door hangers.
And then Susan and Miranda, where do folks go to see these gorgeous kittens available for adoption?
So we have our new downtown cat shelter.
Ooh.
It's at 777 West Central Boulevard in Orlando. And we also have our Sanford location at 2800 County Home Road.
Now, these kittens, will they be fostered for a while before they're put into general population? What about Gumbo here?
They are ready to go out.
Gumbo is ready to go?
And her sister.
Oh, Gumbo and ice cream. And they make a really, really sweet couple. Miranda, Susan, thank you both so much for coming in today. We really appreciate any last minute.
Well, I just want to make a quick thing about people that find kittens out there.
Right.
If the kittens are sleeping in a little heap and they look content, leave them alone. Please don't bring them into the shelters. The mom is taking care of them. Leave them alone.
Okay.
If they're screaming and crying, they're dirty, there's no sign of a mom, wait a little while, go back and check on them. If they're still there, then you can intervene. But that's taking in kittens. Like, people will find a single kitten that's like a couple of days old. Mom's probably moving the litter of kittens to a safer place. And you may be finding either the first one she's moved or the last one. And you, instead of helping that kitten, you're probably cutting its chances of survival in probably more than half.
Wow.
Because they need mom in order to survive. It's very important that they be with mom the first few weeks of life.
So if you don't see them screaming dirty and crying alone, give it a while before you do anything.
Correct.
But if they look like they're being cared for, then just let them be.
Let them stay.
Or else you'll have like a Liam Neeson taken cat knocking on your door.
Exactly.
Where's my baby?
Exactly. Where's my baby? And where do folks go to get more information? And of course, online maybe to get some more information about adopting.
Yeah, on our website.
PetAllianceOrlando.org.
Thank you, Miranda. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you to Gumbo and Ice Cream. And what were those two little nuggets named?
Ladybug and Beetle.
Ladybug and Beetle. And of course, if you want to see these beautiful cats, you can also check out their downtown cat shelter or, of course, their Sanford location. And as always, Animal House is generously brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. So if you or someone you know and love have been in a car, truck, or even a motorcycle accident, here's just a couple of reasons why they need to call Glenn. One, he's never going to pass you off to a caseworker, but is going to personally handle your case, so much so that he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why he's voted super lawyer and legal elite year after year. He's also an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So again, if you've been in an accident, give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Delays on the 408 from a crash taking up 2 lanes of traffic. This is eastbound on the 408 approaching I-4. I-4 still a stop-and-go ride out of Polk County between U.S. Highway 27 and 429. Delays too between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. Westbound a heavy ride still between the Beach Line and State Road 535. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center on Page Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. When it comes to your tax refund, think biggest. As in, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund or your money back, plus $100. Get to Jackson Hewitt for your biggest refund, guaranteed.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
No one knows when they're going to be a victim of an accident. It's life-changing. Your rights to justice are under attack in Tallahassee by big insurance companies. They are trying to shut the doors on victims' rights to recover compensation in their darkest hours. It's not fair, and it's not justice. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajarn Levine, and I'm asking you to tell your lawmakers to oppose House Bill 837 and Senate Bill 236. Keep Florida free and take back control of your life.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima, Rogue, and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 4/3/23.
Hey folks, it's time to de-junk and do some deep cleaning. Let Zero Res help. Zero Res can clean your carpet, furniture, tile and grout, sofa, area rugs, everything. Right now, get your tile and grout clean and sealed for 20% off. Make an appointment at OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards and backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here, your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
If you're injured, how much is your case worth? I'm attorney Mo DeWitt. You never asked to be injured. Don't let the insurance company shortchange you. Injured on the go? Offer too low? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Office, Orlando.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Well, hello there. I am the Guitar Hotel. I have over 3,000 of the newest slot machines and nearly 200 table games with real cards and real dealers. Come experience my incredible lineup of restaurants, bars, and of course, Hard Rock Live. Or spend a day soaking up the sun in my 18 acres of poolside paradise. I can't wait to meet you. Visit hardrockholly.com to find out more.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's The Woody Show.
Hello.
Rod Ryan Show, check it in.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
Alter Ego, are you ready?
All of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music.
A little bit of everything.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
Stuff they don't want you to know.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome. All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a great middle of the work week. Enjoying this chilly weather. Don't worry, we'll be back to Florida in no time. Jim taking a few days off. He'll be back on Monday, but you've got Deb. You've got Jack.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Jack. You've got Ross.
Let's get it.
Let's do it. Bronco country.
Let's ride.
Oh, those kittens were cute.
They are.
Wish I could
I used
foster.
to say the problem with cute kittens is they turn into cats.
I know, but
I love my cats.
Do you love your cats?
Of course I do. They're great. They're just different. I mean, Jeter's the best. By the way, Jeter turns 14 next week.
That's right. Happy early birthday, Jeter.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he's due for his haircut. He's gonna get his haircut, but the cats are interesting. But it's fun watching them interact, and they're just a different personality. And it's a little less hands-on, so that's kind of nice, too.
Were you surprised?
Until it comes time to clean the litter box.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Then I'm the only one with hands, apparently, in the house.
Then you're gold mining for turds,
Right,
dude.
exactly. Well, I mean, it's no different than picking up a hot, fresh one off your neighbor's grass. I mean, that was never a pleasant experience, and it never failed. It would always be at the beginning of the walk that my dog would go, yeah, I think now would be a great time to do this. And then you have to carry it around with you for the rest of the day.
Right.
What was the most surprising thing about having cats that you found? Because we're both dog people. I mean, never, of all the animals, I never thought I'd have a cat.
The most surprising thing was the fact that it revealed that I've been lying for the majority of my life, saying that I was allergic to cats.
Yeah, definitely not on purpose, right?
No, never. It's probably just the age thing. A lot of things change when you get older and stuff.
Adult onset. Yeah.
Exactly.
Adult onset tolerance to cat dander. Yeah, but
I have that with onions. Onions made a big U-turn for me.
Like you didn't like them as a kid, and you like them now?
I hated onions.
Same here. Well, would not eat an onion.
But again, I used to say I didn't like cheese, I didn't like onions. My favorite food was pizza, and I would love onion rings. So those onions I like, but I don't know.
Well, I love chocolate, hate chocolate cake.
And now,
make a note.
You said hate chocolate cake?
It's my least favorite. I will not. I just don't like chocolate cake, but I love chocolate.
All right, so if you had chocolate cake or broccoli, what are you going to choose?
Broccoli.
Oh!
Broccoli's tasty. You put that everything spice on there.
Well, I didn't say anything about any spice.
What about vanilla cake with chocolate icing?
That's a good time.
Okay.
That's a good time. I don't know if it's the cocoa powder and the flour. I don't know what it is. And I also do not put my ice cream next to my cake.
You know what? So why not?
Because I don't want my cake to get soggy.
All right.
Didn't you guys hate that? Soggy cake?
I usually don't. It doesn't sit there for hours.
Well, it doesn't have to sit there for hours.
But a little ice cream, little cake, I'm about that.
Yeah.
If anything, whenever you have something like cold and hot in my mouth, oh yeah, that's what I like. Like when it's hot and cold.
Okay.
Just chilling on my tongue. I'll get your minds out of the gutters. I'm supposed to be the immature one. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that cold menthol frigid ice cream with that hot volcanic brownie or something.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. It's such a juxtaposition, isn't it?
I love it. I love the bipolar disorder going on all up in my mouth.
Well, we do have, JoJo's Shake Shack coming to Orlando with boozy shakes.
All right. I don't like alcoholic
shake bar. That is JoJo's Shake Bar.
The only thing that I like alcoholic are my beers.
I'm that way
liquors.
too.
Like I don't like it when the candies. I've had like gummies that are soaked in. I don't want to chew on my liquor.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm like that with food. There's I don't know if it's beef stroganoff that requires white wine. But to me, as soon as you put like booze and food, you've ruined it.
But if you're cooking it,
I know, but I hate that flavor.
Yeah,
because if you're cooking it, you
lose the alcohol.
Yeah, you lose the alcohol and you keep the flavor.
Yeah, but I just don't like the flavor.
Like I don't like when like a spiked watermelon. I don't need that.
No,
I don't need that. You just
don't ruin my watermelon.
Yeah, I love watermelon by itself.
Let's not overcomplicate things.
You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had a spiked watermelon, Jack? When you drill a glory hole on the top of a watermelon
and then put
you put just a Smirnoff in that thing so it looks like a bottle's doing a keg stand. You've never done that, Deb?
No.
Wow.
I've heard of it. I'm aware of it. I've never tried it.
Yeah, you just put a real Porky's peephole size into a watermelon. You just soak. It's one way where people chew their liquor that I am not about.
Oh, that's a good one. What about Jello shots?
I'm fine with Jello shots because I've never had every Jello shot I've ever had has never been like 80 proof. Every Jello shot I've ever had has always felt like 20% alcohol.
Oh,
So,
really?
You had a dominant fruit flavor in it. It wasn't an overpowering alcohol.
And even then, I'm not really chewing the Jello shot. I'm just kind of
Letting it slide down?
Yeah,
Slurping it.
I'm slurping it.
I remember when they tried making Jello shots with Everclear in college, only to discover that the Jello wouldn't really become a Jello.
Right.
See, and I think that is to my point where I don't know if you can make a Jello shot.
I don't think you can because like
with
I said,
like
they-
100 proof or 80 proof and have a 40% Jello shot.
Well, speaking of food, what's your take on ribs? Just like barbecue ribs and beans. Do you like them?
Oh, I love them.
Oh, dude.
Do you?
Why, are you teeing us up for something there, Bradshaw? You got a
what-
look on your face
What, you got
and
ribs?
a tone
You got ribs in your pocket?
that says, are we having ribs soon? Are you bringing us ribs for dinner, Jack Bradshaw?
Remember December I went on a trip to Memphis?
And you didn't get any ribs.
Right, and I didn't have any. As a matter of fact, when I got back, the discussion was how I went all the way to Memphis and didn't have any Memphis barbecue, no ribs
That's
or
right.
anything. Right.
That's right.
And that was like, a week or two before our Christmas vacation. And my sister heard, me on the air talking about going to Memphis and not doing that. So then my sister, 2 weeks before Christmas, sends me a text. She's like, hey, you have a package coming on the 19th. And I'm like, okay, great. I just think it's a Christmas gift. She goes, you're working, right? I'm like, actually, no, we're on our Christmas break. She goes, well, can you go to work? And I'm like,
yeah,
no.
Thanks, sis.
She's like, oh,
you
man.
too, huh?
I sent barbecue for you in the show.
Oh.
So there were a couple racks of ribs and things of beans, and they came into my house all packed in dry ice. And I haven't mentioned them to you guys to this point.
Because you put them in the freezer and you just wanted to let us know because it's going to take a while to thaw.
Oh, no, we ate them. Me, my daughter, and her boyfriend, we had 2 different nights. We had them that night, and then our Christmas Eve meal was ribs and barbecue. Yeah, Memphis barbecue. So I just wanted to kind of share that. That's cool, right? Hello?
What is going on? What are you doing?
You just wanted to revisit that?
You just wanted us to feel pain that we didn't eat any of your Memphis ribs?
So my sister reached out to me, and she's like, hey, did you ever, tell the show that I sent barbecue? And I'm like, I kind of forgot to mention it. So I told her, I'll bring it up when Jim's away.
You're a real piece of work.
Why would you wait when Jim's away?
Yeah, because he would have strong opinions on it, strong feelings, and be loud.
Yeah.
I'm just too hurt to be loud.
You two
I'm
are much more reasonable.
I'm too hungry to be loud.
I like ribs because it always makes me feel like I'm like part of some royal lineage.
Well, let's ask though, Jack.
Makes me feel like a king. Like every time I eat a rib, I just scream more wine.
More mead, wench.
More wine.
How was the Memphis barbecue? How's
it was
it
great.
rank up?
Yeah, you guys really missed out. It was outstanding.
You son of a bitch. Jimmy was there in spirit. Is there a difference though? I mean, it's like, oh yeah, okay.
Not this. Now, I know some places. I've been to Memphis before where we had a dry rub. Yeah.
Dry rub got you?
I have been good for so many days. Come on, Ross.
Yeah, you said, come on, Ross, like I'm supposed to join you in finding the hilarity in dry rub?
No.
Well, I mean, I was trying to clarify here.
Okay.
Dry rub.
But Jack, back to your dry rub.
And these ribs were great. It's
That's actually what I prefer on my chicken wings, and a good dry spice rub I think is really good because sometimes the sauces. Are you a sweet sauce or like a spicy, savory?
So I tend to opt for one that has sweet heat. So it's so it can be sweet, but I want it to have some heat to it.
Yeah, it's got to have a little bit of kick to it.
Yeah.
Ross, what about you? Are you a big ribs fan?
Yeah, no, I enjoy ribs. I haven't had them in a very long time.
How long has it been? I guess.
I don't know, probably like a year and a half, maybe 2.
I was going to invite you over to come over for dinner around Christmas, but I forgot.
Okay, so that's your answer.
Oh, damn.
I forgot. There's no chance. This is
You
what he
see-
does.
I don't care about you.
You seem busy. I check your social media. I go to Ross Badgett Comedy
on
all social platforms, and I'm like, this guy is busy.
Oh, you're good.
No, he's not. He's lying. This is all lies. He did not think about me for his ribs. He's just trying to drive his Bradshaw shank into my rib heart. That's what he's trying to do.
That's not completely true. I did think about it.
100% true. You never thought of me.
But I love the full circle of jabbing the Brad shank into your
ribs,
your rib,
My
which
rib
is a
heart.
Full circle back into the ribs. It all goes back to the ribs.
Oh, they were good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Thanks, sis. Did you guys want to thank her too?
No, Jack.
What's her name?
Yeah, do you even remember out of your small militia of sisters?
Deb, she is like she's
I'm
the
sitting right
third
here.
oldest.
Oh, Deb,
Her
your
name
sister
is Deb.
Deb.
Yeah, Deborah.
You have a sister named Deb? Deb,
Yes.
did you know that?
No, I did not. How does she spell her name, Deborah?
Differently.
Debra?
Yeah.
Debra?
Debra.
Yeah.
You've known Jack for 4 years. Working with him.
I've worked with him for closer to 5, and I've known him for closer to 11.
Sure.
Well, seen him pass through the hallway.
5, 11, add it, 16 total years. Why?
It's new math.
Because it's
It
my
is new
world.
math.
All right?
That's okay. It made sense to me.
This is how shifty Jack is. Not once does he go, oh, yeah, it's my sister's name.
I know.
One of the, traditionally speaking, the first things you would say to another human being. Jack, wouldn't it be weird if I was like, yeah, man, my brother's name is Jack?
5 years later?
Yeah.
Where
Who are you? That's what I'm trying to ask. What?
Wait till you hear the other 5 names.
What?
My sisters. It goes Deb, Ross, Jim, Larry, and Steve.
Damn, I almost fell for that. That's way too gullible to admit.
That's weird, Jack.
Yeah, I think that maybe there is something wrong with me. I've been wondering that lately.
Like, why didn't you? What makes you think that there's something wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
no, no.
know.
You hear that? You hear that? Did you hear that in that sigh? I heard a whole lot of pride.
I heard a whole lot of, should I share this?
I think Ross nailed it.
All right, Ross nailed it. Ross wins. Ross wins.
I think that's what I heard.
Did
What's wrong with you?
Your sister listens to the show.
Yeah, you're familiar with imposter syndrome, right?
Imposter syndrome,
You
absolutely.
do not have that, Jack.
What does that mean, imposter syndrome?
It to me at least, maybe I'm dead wrong, but you're always thinking that you're almost undeserving of the fruits of your labor because you don't think you deserve it.
That you're an imposter in your own life.
Yeah,
Right.
you're an imposter. You don't deserve your successes.
All right, Jack. So how does that possibly tie into you getting ribs for the show, eating them?
Sometimes I feel like I'm an imposter in the human race, and I'm just trying to fit in.
Dude.
Really?
Dude.
I think isn't that a sign
of a sociopath?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew we could nail it down. I knew we could figure this out. And that's why you didn't get ribs.
And that's why he enjoyed it.
No,
See, a
that's
sociopath,
not,
yeah.
no, that's not why we didn't get ribs, but it is why
He enjoyed it.
Why we found out about it.
You found out because my sister reminded me, hey, did you ever mention that? I'm like, well, I'll do it today.
That's a weird thing for your sister to be adamant about.
It's not.
Hey, did you bring up the ribs?
Because she didn't know that Jack didn't share him with the show. She didn't know she grew up with a sociopath. She
Yeah,
didn't
you're
know
right.
she didn't-
No, they were too old.
I'm telling you right now, if any one of us is going to go loose, and
I told her
it's going to be the quiet man over there.
I told her when she said, I'm like, well, we're off. We're not working. We can't work. And so I go, we're just going to eat them. Thank you. But then she just, out of the blue, said, hey, did you ever mention?
And you
So,
can tell her yes.
Now I mentioned it.
So you guys want to talk about ribs. I want to talk about Jack not feeling like he fits in.
I want to talk about Jack feeling like he doesn't fit into the human race and he doesn't care. See, that's the other part. It's the smile at the end of it.
What don't you get about the human race?
What don't you like about it? Are you like the Kevin Spacey character in Seven?
Ooh, I don't. Oh no. Well, didn't he
cut off his own fingertips to obscure his?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Threw up on someone on the subway because he tried to engage in small talk.
No. See, I don't even remember movies, and there's something wrong with my memory chip as well. I think I have a corrupt file. I can't. Like, I remember I watched the movies. I remember certain parts of it. What's in the box? Seven. But that's it. You know, and then sometimes you guys talk about old movies and Jimmy too will go into details about a movie, and I'm like, how does he do that? How do you remember that stuff? I think I have a corrupt file.
All right, what do you think about this?
Glitch in the Matrix.
What do you got?
This is something that I have struggled with, and maybe you have struggled with this for, it would be for longer because you've been doing this job longer.
Yeah.
The majority of your speaking and overall communication and day-to-day life, does that happen on air? The majority of your conversating happens on air. That goes for you too, Deb.
Yes.
I said that was stank. I didn't want to say it was stank.
Yeah, why'd you say it was stank?
That goes for you, Deb.
I take the stank back. It was an accidental stank. I said it with some spice. I didn't want to season that. I wanted it to be bland.
Good, thank you.
So the majority of your overall conversations happens on air? I would say maybe for a portion of my life, yes. But I'd say probably not true anymore.
Not true anymore.
I'd say I talk more now.
You talk more outside of here.
Correct.
Ooh, that means he's opening up his compartments one at a time.
Well, the only reason why I ask is because I have told myself and thought about this is that the vast majority of my speaking happens on air, which is not, let's say, the most... It's definitely genuine, but you're aware that you have to be on, so then it kind of warps what you may think of yourself.
Yeah, like if you're broadcasting your voice to thousands and thousands of listeners, you'd never say you were a sociopath, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd let other people you work with do that for you.
I think we got to the root of the problem. You guys wanted to talk about barbecue or something.
Oh, no.
Well, we're talking about Jack's demons.
Yeah, I want to talk about that guy over there.
Because
he's like Shrek. He's like an ogre. He's an onion. He's got layers.
And that's the thing about, because I feel comfortable saying that the majority of my conversations happens on air, especially with you, Deb, because we have a wall separating us, and then it makes me think like, who am I? Is that my genuine self?
Well, it depends on, and I say it would almost definitely be true for Deb, because really it depends on what do you do outside of here.
Yeah.
Now, if Deb, for someone who's at home, her conversations are with her cats or her fiance, right? and you know, sometimes
or on the phone.
I guess, yeah. But you go out more, and given your stand-up career, you are definitely communicating a lot more outside of here.
But I wouldn't consider performing stand-up comedy as communicating and conversating and, having sometimes uncomfortable discussions that really make you learn a lot about yourself of going, okay, that's how I feel towards this. And then you have all of those moments with an audience, and then you go, oh, do I feel like that? So what I'm trying to say is Jack has murdered people, wrapped them up in plastic.
He's from Jersey, man.
Dexter season 8.
There is no proof of that.
What an answer.
I
See
know,
what I'm saying?
That's so...
This guy's lubed up. Can't get a hold of him.
He's got friends in the waste management business and the waste removal business. Do you bet, Bradshaw?
I know people.
Yeah, right. He knows people. All right, well, I am thoroughly terrified. I don't know about you guys. We're going to take a quick break while I go grab my go bag, and we'll be back with more on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Where are my keys?
You know you can always text us.
Unless you're driving.
at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will reach the upper 60s. We're staying below seasonal with a bit of a breeze. Winds out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. As we head into the overnight hours tonight, we'll be dipping into the 50s and 40s. But then temperatures will be warming and skies drying and clearing by Friday. Forecast high for your St. Patrick's Day around 84 degrees.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation. Hey listeners, before celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year, remember to plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Don't let your luck run out.
Let's get you a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath in Mid-Florida. These guys are all about quality and integrity as well. Dave Denbauer and his son Josh been doing it here in Orlando for 10 plus years. I've been endorsing him for 8 of that. In 8 years, reading this many ads every day, you'd think, well, maybe you'd run into somebody who had a bad experience. Not. It's never happened. Not even one slight email of displeasure with my friends over at Rebath. The reason why is they take this very seriously. This is all they do, and they do a great job at it. They give you incredible products like natural stone, that travertine marble, and all those beautiful colors, and they give you great design ideas as well. And that's awesome because if you're like me, you have no clue how to do any of that stuff or what looks good, but these guys do. So when you go in, you get not only great products, you get designs that are on trend as well. And these bathrooms are virtually indestructible. When you feel these products at the showroom, you'll know for sure. That showroom, easy to find, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Drop in, check it out. They're amazing, man, and you just hire those guys. That's it. Once you do, you are done. Go online, check out the before and afters, and book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. When I was growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to save our house. I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house recently, I looked at the parts that the builder put on her garage. Parts that were designed to break, and the first thing I thought was to replace the springs, rollers, and hinges, and I also added decorative hardware to make the house look beautiful. Did you know the garage makes up 40% of your home's curb appeal? I wanted my mom's garage to not only look good, but it had to work right too. When I started A1 Garage, I thought about my mom and I thought, I'm gonna treat everyone just like my mother. Call today and take advantage of our $129 winter tune-up special that includes a new bottom rubber to keep all those nasty bugs and winter out of your garage. The garage door is the smile of your home. Don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
I've been buying wholesale cars for 27 years, and every year, the way I know the market has peaked is my Bradford pear tree blooms. This morning I looked, and it is bloomed. The market is peaking. If you want to sell your car, this is the highest time of the year to do it right now. Just beat a guy today. A CarMax offer $3,000. They offered him $75 on his Corvette. I gave him $78. Why? Because the tree told me to. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry. I'm the flavor of Barry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter. You wanted to talk about your son. He's the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted, being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are just as addictive as regular cigarettes and harder to quit. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
So what's going on today, Ross? You're your pretty normal self, but Deb and Jack, you're on some other kind of level. Have you guys do some kind of pre-show smoke out or edibles or something? Just wondering.
No, but that's a great idea. Why didn't we do that, Jack?
I don't do that. I couldn't do that and come to work.
Liar.
No, I can't.
It's not up here. It's in here.
Yeah,
it's in your heart. You gotta believe.
That's a long time ago for me. I can't do it anymore.
You are standing in front of roughly 250 buttons.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
That's a buzzkill.
Yeah, that is a buzzkill. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Jim will be back on Monday, taking a few days of much-needed time off. You've got Deb, Jack, and Ross. And I know at least one of you guys, Jack, I don't ever see you with a portable water bottle or reusable water bottle. But I believe, okay, you have more like a coffee cup, like
it's
a tumbler.
like a Yeti tumbler.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. And how often do you clean that out? Oh, sorry, should have waited till you swallowed. Hey.
No, because since it's only water, you kind of get it. Oh, it's only water. I rinse it out. And so I actually clean it out at least once a
It's okay.
month.
Probably. I mean,
Jesus.
Ross, you have the reusable water bottle. Is it the spout?
No. I just have an open hole.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
You know? I don't know.
Well,
So this is more like a cup.
Yeah, it's got a solid gauge.
Well, you may want to think twice. How often do you clean it?
Usually about twice a week, minimum once a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hot water and soap, or you just do
I go
like
soap. I throw in a little scrubber. I scrub. I get pretty in there. The one thing I don't clean though is that plastic ring, and I'm always afraid of the plastic ring mold.
Well, you probably should, because a new study
What do you got?
has described reusable water bottles as, quote, portable petri dishes.
I knew it.
Revealing they can harbor how many times more bacteria do you think that the water bottles, the reusable water bottles, can harbor than the average toilet seat?
Ooh. All right.
Okay, question again. How many times more bacteria than the average toilet seat did this new study say?
I'll go 100 times.
100 times.
I'll go 200 times.
How about 40,000 times?
Wow.
More
All right.
bacteria than the
Eat it, Jay.
average toilet seat.
Toilet seat? I don't think so.
It's according to researchers from waterfilterguru.com. Now, they got the results from swabbing different parts of a water bottle. Keep that in mind there, Ross. The spout lid, straw lid, and squeeze top lid 3 times each. 2 different kinds of bacteria were detected. Now, your reusable water bottle contains twice as many germs as your kitchen sink.
This is
Ew.
disgusting. Yeah, you kind of
4 times
Yeah.
the amount of bacteria as a computer mouse as I take my hand off the computer mouse. Compare that to your pet's drinking bowl.
Think about it. Ryan Holmes' hand has been on that computer mouse. There's been lots of stories about Ryan Holmes and the things he does and doesn't clean. Just saying.
Dude, I used to work with a guy. Oh, you're bringing back bad memories.
He had a bad grundle.
Yeah, he would go 4 knuckles deep into the crack of his ass before he would touch the board.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. And that was after going 3 knuckles deep into his nose.
Yeah, why are you hitting that button? That's not the dump button we're talking about, man.
Exactly. It's really not. It's really not. All right, well, when you compare your reusable water bottle to your pet's drinking bowl, it actually has 14 times more bacteria than your pet's drinking bowl, which can be pretty gnarly.
Out of Buck Nasty's mama's water dish.
Yes, exactly. Experts recommend how often do they think you should be rewashing your reusable water bottle, or in your case, Jack, your coffee tumbler
After every use.
at least once a day with hot soapy water and sanitizing it
Oh, get out.
at least once a week.
All right, I'll start.
I just make sure that
I'll clean it every day.
No, you're not.
Well, it's here at work. I just realized, I'm on the clock, so I don't mind doing that.
There you go.
Nice.
That's what's up.
Little Ross attitude.
Yeah,
for you.
yeah. Follow my ways.
They also say if you're sick, drink from the bottle while eating or fill it with coffee or juice or something other than water. You should clean it even more often.
Jack, how many times have you pulled the whole maneuver of like, well, I'm on company time? Like, are you taking 40-minute bathroom breaks?
No.
No.
No, I don't want to spend that amount of time in that
I was going to say, I've heard stories about that bathroom.
It's a bathroom. People use it.
Yeah.
Nothing special about it.
That's what I've heard. Exactly. But yeah, all right. So clean your water bottle and sanitize it once a week. Take out that rubber ring.
Yeah. The rubber ring is what sketches me out.
Use a blender at home?
I do not. I do not. But
Ross, you?
No, but I have been on. My wife uses a blender.
I would imagine that in a food processor.
Does she take it apart to clean it, or do you just like kind of rinse out and clean it like with the blade and the gasket all intact?
I think I throw it all in the dishwasher outside of the electrical part.
Like, yeah, but you're not taking the blade off of the bottom.
I
right?
am.
You are.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Good boy.
look at that. Because what were you going to say, Jack?
I'm not going to say nothing except sometimes I cheat and just rinse the damn thing out.
Because
I'm like, well, if it's sealed, nothing got in there.
Right, exactly. So you can go ahead and just, put it all in there. The dishwashing soap is going to spit it up in those cracks and crevices anyway.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm a permanent water bottle guy. I got this water bottle here. It's from Hard Rock. We got
exactly.
doing a promotion with
that's
Hard Rock.
right.
The 1971,
LT.
yeah.
This is how old is that? 2-3 years ago?
I think about 3 years now.
Yeah. This is a 3-year-old water bottle.
Yeah, and I guess, the bottom line is like with anything you reuse on a regular basis, just use it, clean it more often than you think you need to. But I'm with Jack,
Good rinse.
It's gonna boost your immune system, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever.
Puts hair on your chest.
I just can't have that water stank. That somehow, some way, if you leave water, in a water bottle, it ends up smelling.
Yeah, like mildewy almost.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't understand anything about this world.
And I tell I'll come in and the cup's on my desk. I'm like,
looks clean to me.
It's Wednesday. I'm not drinking Tuesday water, so because I used to just if there was leftover water, it's like I'll just continue drinking it. And
I guess.
But now I'm like, nope. I'm drawing the line. I'm not drinking Tuesday water on a Wednesday. Never drink Friday water on a Monday.
That's Jack's self-love.
Yeah, but then I go to the sink and I toss it out. It's like, well, that was water. I guess I just cleaned it, right? I just threw out water.
Yeah,
you should find an office plant to throw that in, really, instead of down the sink.
You're not wrong. Do we have office plants here?
I think we do. And then, Raquel, you could go in her office and water her plant. She wouldn't mind. Although that shouldn't sound as much of a euphemism as it did.
That's another 20 steps each way.
I took one of the houseplants here.
Wait.
What?
When we were renovating? Or
I don't
just randomly?
I don't remember.
I think
but they're in my backyard, and they are planted into the ground. And I showed up to my house, and I went, surprise, honey. How are they growing? They're growing pretty good.
Great.
They're staying alive. You want them back?
I'm glad they found a good home.
Because if you want them back, I'll give them back to you for free, but
no,
I need 2 hours of your time, and can I borrow a shovel? Help me.
If you did a pre-pandemic, then you saved the lives of those plants.
Yeah, you did. And we're going to act like we didn't even know what they're talking about if they come and ask us about that.
Absolutely.
Because I definitely stole them.
And we definitely don't record this show.
Definitely not. Definitely not. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're definitely not going to scatter in the hallways. But we will be back right after this on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
The audio version of a Live, Laugh, Love wall decoration that's been set on fire. Real Radio 104.1.
Still a heavy ride from an accident eastbound on the 408 approaching I-4, taking up the left lane. Southbound 429 is also solid between Sinclair Road and I-4. I-4 heavy westbound between the Beach Line and State Road 535, as well as eastbound between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. No reported issues on the Beach Line or 417. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Find everything you love listening to on Audible. Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
Everybody knows Tools Ace Hardware has all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking from Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, and Uni. Come check out the new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle now in stock at most Tools Ace Hardware locations. This griddle is fueled with propane and will open up a whole new world of griddling, frying, steaming, and sauteing while delivering the innovation and premium quality that Traeger is known for. Plus, previous model Traeger Timberline pellet grills are now $700 off while supplies last. Just visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com and get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, now, by taking advantage of our $59 tune-up with no breakdown guarantee.
Call today, cool today, cooltoday.com.
Book your appointment now.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
Thinking about getting married but nervous about popping the question? IDC owner Keith LeClaire totally gets it.
When I asked my wife, Peggy, to be my bride, I had to drive all the way to Michigan to get married. I was 24 years old. I turned around twice on the way up and turned back coming back to Florida because I'm like, what am I doing? And I knew I had picked the right bride, but it was still scary.
The third time, Keith kept on driving. And now, 43 years later, he and Peggy are living their best life.
I married way above my head. Because of her, we're where we are today with 3 children, 10 grandchildren, and a lot of friends. Having the right partner and being married, it's truly the biggest blessing of my life.
And seeing and helping other happy couples, either just starting out or celebrating milestone anniversaries, is what International Diamond Center is all about.
Life gets better each year that goes by. I'm just so thankful.
International Diamond Center, with 4 Orlando locations, where relationships come first, always.
I love my wife dearly. She's the greatest, biggest blessing that God has ever given to me. There is nothing more important than my wife.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Happy Hump Day, Jim Colbert Show's Concrete Mike. I'm pretty good about cleaning my Yeti and Tervis tumblers regularly. I put them in a dishwasher multiple times a week, probably I'd say 3, and at least rinse them out in between use. The coffee cup one gets cleaned every day. But yeah, they can get pretty gross. It's a nasty thing if you don't clean them.
Good job, Concrete Mike. We're proud of you. Hey, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday, maybe saying sayonara to the office. Don't worry, you can carry us with you all the way you ride home, right through the driveway into the house. Jack, it's so easy.
When you walk into the house,
yeah,
that's all you have to do is say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio, and boom, we are there live in your smart speaker.
Yeah, we're chilling in your kitchen.
That's
or
right.
Your garage or your bathroom.
Waiting for dinner to get finished.
I have smart speakers in every one of those places.
I was going to say.
It's not healthy.
No, it is, because I've so there's one in the bedroom. It's because it's music, but it's the radio station. I have one in my office. I have one in the kitchen, one in the living room, one in the tool room, and there is one in the bathroom.
Whoa,
Well,
you're sharing everything.
Yeah, if I'm because it's in my bathroom, if I'm taking a shower and it's like I gotta keep an eye on, it's like, what's the news junkie talking about?
Yeah, you do.
But I have to say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio. Then I'll go, Alexa, volume 10, because I have to hear it over the shower.
You do see what he's doing right now, don't you, Ross?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to apologize to all of the folks that you just put their volume on 10?
Alexa, order 10 pizzas to this address.
Leaning in hard there, Bradshaw.
I dome pieced an entire pizza on Monday. God, I haven't had what a great experience.
Eating pizza by yourself?
Just eating an entire pizza.
No, it's not a great. I feel guilt. That third slice.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I'll do the third slice, and then it's like I could keep going, especially if it's good pizza, and I'm like, I gotta stop.
You gotta wait.
The fourth one, I'll just have major regret.
You gotta wait at least 20 minutes.
Now, it was a smaller pizza here. It wasn't like a extra large pizza. But there's something about looking at something that's in the shape of a full circle and then slowly losing an eighth each time you go back. I don't know. I just like eating, circular shaped foods, I guess.
It's a shame you didn't do that yesterday, because yesterday was National Pi Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pi, as in the mathematical equation for measuring.
Or Magnum.
I thought yesterday was never going to end.
Pi is infinite. It keeps going on
Oh,
forever.
that's right. Okay, sorry.
It's a math joke. That's fine.
Yay! The math nerds out there are loving it.
3.141592.
Yeah, and they had pizza deals, but what the hell?
What?
I don't understand why they think it's a deal that you have to buy a large pie, and then you get the second one for $3.14.
Well,
that's not a deal.
That is a deal.
A deal is letting me buy the first pizza for $3.14. Now that is a deal.
That's also a deal. And a better deal.
And a much better deal.
It's a different deal.
It's a different deal.
Yeah, it is.
But you can still buy that 2 pies and put the $3.14 pie in your fridge and then reheat it in the oven the next day.
Yeah, I don't know, Jack.
That's a deal.
That is a deal.
For
your gut.
The gas station that I usually go to, they were selling $3.14 full pies.
That's where I found my best pizza, at gas stations.
Is right?
I didn't say it was the best pizza, but I am going to say I think that was the best deal.
Well, speaking of a gas station, I wanted to ask you guys this story. So there's a story out of Lake County of a mother, a 39-year-old woman who left her children overnight at a gas station from 10 p.m. until 6 in the morning.
Mama's going to be right back.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
Yeah. And
8 hours.
8 hours. 8 hours. 2 little kids. Apparently, the clerk said they were filthy, obviously had been neglected. The mom, for her part, apparently thought this acquaintance, because she'd gone into this gas station on the regular, she kind of considered him enough of an acquaintance that she could just leave her children with him.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't tell him this part, though. So the manager shows up the next morning, sees the kids. The clerk explains what happens. She calls the police. Police come and get the kids, finally get the mom to come in. She gets arrested, and the clerk loses his job. Now, I thought it was interesting. He said he didn't call police right away because, quote, he's not in the business of breaking up families.
Okay.
I see that what he did was really bad judgment.
Yeah, because, well, all right. But also, how doesn't he expose the business to liability because they're there? He is not, if something happened to those kids,
right,
then it would have been, well, why didn't you contact the police when these kids were left here?
Yeah, he said he fed them all night and bought things for them.
So therefore, he is taking responsibility for him and not doing his job.
He said in the context, this is from Wesh 2, that, you know, he still took care of customers and tried to get things done in between playing games with the kids and coloring pictures with them. Obviously, bad judgment.
Yeah, bad judgment. His heart was in the right place, but, you know, and it's a shame he had to lose his job, but I understand where the company would be like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
You made the wrong call here.
We're not a babysitting service.
Yeah.
Also, it's just kind of weird that you didn't call the cops when you found children.
Yeah, when the lady left him, and when she finally showed up, it was quite a crazy story. But she told police that she had to drop the 2 children off at this particular gas station so she could take her other child to put air in the tire of her golf cart in another county.
All right, so she was sober. So she's mentally stable.
Interestingly enough that you say that, because she did refuse a drug test when they showed up.
Yeah, he doesn't want to break up a family, but also, so what kind of life should these kids be in? This is an opportunity where you can intervene and do something good. I mean,
it's a tough spot to be in.
It is a tough spot to be in, but obviously these kids are not being taken care of, and they are not safe in the current situation. So making that call can put them in a better situation.
Yeah. And when you say DCF, because when the police, you know, of course, when they arrive, because they're 2 minors, they can't turn the children back over to their mothers, so they call DCF. DCF shows up and says, we've been trying to get a hold of this lady for a while because of previous cases involving these children.
Other gas stations.
So, yeah, so DCF was, you know, happy that the police called because they, too, have been looking into this. I just thought that, you know, like you said, Jack, his heart was in the right place, but his mind wasn't.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So what did he do? He just grabbed the kids and put them like behind the desk and was like, you guys need to chill here until your mom gets back?
He just, you know, he said...
How old were the kids, did it say?
They didn't say how old the kids were, but old enough that, you know, they weren't toddlers or babies or anything, but still. He said he just, you know, took care of customers and cleaned up and fed them and bought them things, and, you know, they would color pictures for them and... For like, you know, 8 hours.
He put the kids to work.
Right, exactly.
You guys are going to be here. You're going to draw me something.
So...
Hey, scratch these lottery tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Go sweep that parking lot.
Was he getting paid to babysit?
No. Again, he didn't even know he was babysitting. She just thought that because she'd gone into the gas station on a fairly regular basis, that made this guy an acquaintance good enough to watch her children.
Jack,
this attendant needs to learn that, set personal boundaries.
Yeah.
Jack, you should know if I ever look at you and I go, no, that's not what? No, I was filling air.
I know.
In a golf cart tire. You should know I will fail that drug test.
Well, you see her mugshot, and I don't want to be insensitive, but
I will.
She looks
she looked like that one dirty kid in the Peanuts gang.
No, she looks like she's a meth head because she's got look those crank bug marks on her face
she's
where
scabbing.
She's scabbing all over her face. And again, she wouldn't submit to a drug test. Yeah, they found a guy sleeping in a golf cart outside the gas station, and it took them several minutes to wake him up. He woke up and said he was the one who was supposed to be watching the kids.
When your face is coagulating, that's usually a telltale sign of some poor choices.
Yeah.
And when and people are criticizing, it's like, well, children's services, that's terrible for kids. They
Yeah.
split families. It's not the ideal situation.
No.
But that is better than being not cared for by a drug-addled mother.
Well, not only that, I mean, what's to say if a stranger didn't show up in there and just say, "Hey, the mom told me to come and pick the kids up."
Yeah.
And he didn't even know he was babysitting.
Yeah.
He could have let those two kids go off with a stranger who just said he was watching the kids.
So your question was, should the clerk have been fired? Do you think he should not have?
I feel like a stern talking to, maybe, let the man keep his job, especially when it's so hard to find a job. But at the same time, that kind of liability he put the company into, I just think it's such a tough, it breaks my heart when you think of foster kids going from place to place and they have to put everything in a damn garbage bag. It's just something.
Oh, it's horrible.
It is horrible.
It absolutely is, and it's an imperfect system. But you also
the mother. I mean,
but back to the employee. It's almost like it's a judgment call on what kind of employee are we dealing with.
Right.
Was this a guy who was kind of just filling a spot in the roster and not really that great, where they're like, all right, we're done with you.
Right.
Like a last straw kind of thing, or because you figure if they were an asset to the company, they would have been like, listen, in the future, you got to make this call right away. We know we didn't go over this in your training.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Unless they did. Then.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if this story continues to have legs. I know Wesh has reached out to the particular gas station in this story to get a comment about the man's termination of his employment, as well as the situation with the kids. So we'll see if the story continues to get any more attention. But I just thought it was an interesting conundrum, for someone making the minimum wage.
Should we? Well, yeah, but there are other jobs. The market is out there right now where this person can get another job. You know.
Graveyard shift at a gas station might be pretty easy to find.
Might not be able to list this place as a reference.
Yeah, that's true.
But should that be the Twitter poll on if this guy should have been fired?
I don't think he should have been fired.
Yeah.
I think a good stern talking to, put it in his personnel file. But to Jack's point, as a manager, we don't know what other infractions he has in his personnel file. So that this may have been
was he dude? Was he habitually late?
Right, giving away free candy because you've got a soft heart.
Yeah.
All right, the whole kid thing, last straw.
It could have been. It could have been. But yeah, let's make that our Twitter poll. Do you believe the employee who didn't call DCF should have been fired from his job at a gas station for not calling police sooner? It may seem like an obvious question, but what the hell? We need a Twitter poll.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. Speaking of talking to the media and such, we're going to be talking to Sweet Heat himself, the Truth Dragon. That's right, Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel. And we're going to do that next. So keep it right here on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still a heavy ride from an accident eastbound on the 408 approaching I-4, taking up the left lane. Southbound 429 is also solid between Sinclair Road and I-4. I-4 heavy westbound between the Beach Line and State Road 535, as well as eastbound between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. No reported issues on the Beach Line or 417. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earn doubled. The cash back from trips, restaurants, all doubled. Seriously, though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
Twitter poll is up. It's at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter. Follow us there. It's brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They're not the banks. They're better than the banks because Brad Siebert and the team at We Are Not the Banks solely focus on securing you the mortgage for your next home or maybe refinancing the home where you currently reside. That's what they did for me several years ago. years ago, did my refi through wearenotthebanks.com. I got a great rate. It was fast, easy, and Brad let me know everything I needed every step of the way. It was a painless process and put me in a great position today for that decision I made 8 years ago. You don't have to wait. You can make that decision today to go to wearenotthebanks.com. Get started today, whether you're moving into that dream home this year or you want to refinance the home and maybe take advantage of your equity that you've built up over the years. The person who can help is Brad, and you find him online at wearenotthebanks.com. Get started today. NMLS ID number 1169, Equal Housing Opportunity.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
In the drawing room, a group of suspects gathered. The detective has solved the mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the butler did it.
You'll never catch me. The butler darted to his getaway car. But what he didn't know is this is a Nissan sales event ad.
Wait, what?
And his car is no match for the detective's Nissan Rogue or its standard VC turbo engine. Save on one of your own at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months available on new 2023 Altima Rogue and Pathfinder when financed through NMAC. Must take delivery from new dealer stock. 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Offer ends 4/3/23.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, my pool was cold, so I called Solar Source, and I'm so glad that I did. Solar Source is going to put a solar hybrid pool package on for me, which means solar energy is going to make my pool a lot warmer, and I'm also getting an energy efficient pump, which means we're switching over from chlorine to salt water, which is so much better, and a Gulfstream electric pool heater to make sure it stays just right. Thanks to Solar Source for all of this. Going solar is a big decision. Go to solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote now. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like finally getting your closet organized. Or fixing your water heater so you can enjoy warm, steamy showers. Oh, yeah! Do something great today by calling Plumbing Today to take care of all your plumbing needs. Right now, get our 93-hour free drain clearing and get the best from today.
Call today, Plumbing Today, plumbingtoday.biz.
Visit plumbingtoday.biz to book an appointment.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helps you change your spare, and rock star nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K. Every single day, fueled by Circle K.
Hey guys, Jim here with my friends over at Solar Bear. Did you know that in Orlando last year, 3 different utility rate increases, and they're meeting about another rate increase in 2023? Stop going along with these rate increases now. Right now is the time to go solar with Solar Bear, the #1 solar installer in the state of Florida. These guys can help eliminate your power bill in 2023. They're also the highest rated and reviewed solar company in the state, locally owned and operated. That means no subcontractors. That's a good thing. All you have to do, just visit solarbear.com today for your free estimate and check it out right now. 0 down, 0% interest, no payments for 12 months with credit approval. Say goodbye to your electric bill, but say hi to Solar Bear. Solarbear.com.
What makes you instantly happy? Fresh baked cookies? A baby laughing? Or finding out you can get instantly approved to get the things you want most without using credit at Rent-A-Center. Shop the brand name furniture, appliances, electronics, and computers you love at a Rent-A-Center store near you or at rentacenter.com. Rental purchase lease transaction. Visit rentacenter.com for details.
You've heard of a pro tip. Here's a mo tip. After an accident, the insurance company may make you a quick offer to go away. They may also be offering you pennies on the dollar. Injured on the go? Just call Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1, and happy hump day. You made it to the middle of the week. Only 2 more days left to go. Thank you so much for spending part of your week with us. We really do appreciate it. Jim taking a few days off. He'll be back on Monday. You've got Deb, Jack, and Ross. And every Wednesday at this time, we invite the Truth Dragon of Central Florida, Sweet Heat himself. That's right, Scott. There's nothing you can do about it. Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell joins us. Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Oh, yeah. I'm doing spectacular, and it's good to see you guys. I sent my sympathies to Jim, but always good to see you guys.
Yeah, exactly. What a sad week for him. You know, we've been trying to keep count of how many of this golf tournament. This is the one thing he looks forward to doing every year in March in Palatka. And one year it was the start of the pandemic that shut it down. There was another issue. I can't remember if it was weather.
Well, they probably didn't have it the following year.
Exactly. And then, of course.
Then last year he finished in second.
Actually won his field, I think you said, Ross?
His flight.
I think he won his flight, but he didn't win the overall.
But I heard him talking just last week. He was really had his game all honed up, sound like.
Yeah, he's about it. I think the name of his flight is People Who Could Be Colonel Sanders.
And or Billy Joel.
Yeah. It's the Billy Joel Colonel Sanders flight.
Yeah, but I'm not even sure he's going to get to hang out with, I think he might see Nutty, but not Gator this time. You know, the old gang getting together.
That's rough. But anyway, we're sending him our thoughts.
Yeah, we are. We absolutely are. All right, we've got a lot to cover this week, Scott. I know at least 3 top topics.
Sorry. It's not National Women's Week anymore, so.
So I grew up here. So one of the things I know we wanted to talk about is this push in the legislature to once again, you know, it's kind of like the long gun ruling. You know, it was 2018. It was after Marjorie Stoneman Douglas that they decided you have to be 21 to buy a long gun. Now, a mere 5 years later, they're deciding that no, you can go back to being 18. How long had the unanimous jury verdict even been law before now they're looking at changing it yet again?
Yeah, that's a great point. It's only been about 3 years. And you have to stress that Florida was way out of the mainstream for like a century in even allowing people to be sentenced to death based on split verdicts. I mean, anybody who's watched like Matlock or Law and Order, you know, I think most people are under the impression, you remember 12 Angry Men, everybody has to agree. Well, that's the way it works in most things, but not in Florida and not in death penalty cases. And I think perhaps not coincidentally, Florida has absolutely led America in wrongful convictions. People who were sentenced to death, put on death row, and now I think it's up to 30 times has been discovered that people were wrongly put on death row. And almost every one of those cases, all but 2 of them, they were people who were sentenced to die as a result of split verdicts. About 3 years ago, as you mentioned, the Supreme Court in the United States said everybody has to have unanimous verdicts, and Florida grudgingly moved into the 21st or 20th century, I guess actually it would be. And then there's been some turnover on the Supreme Court. So now on the heels of the Parkland shooting, which understandably has, people feeling emotional, the governor just went to like the Sheriff's Association, and I don't have the quote right in front of me, but he said it was something like this. He goes, I don't know, that doesn't seem right. Maybe it should be only 8 people. And like 6 days later, somebody files, one of the legislators who's just dying to get in DeSantis's good graces, files a bill that now says it will only take 8 people to recommend a death sentence in Florida again. So we are going back to the Stone Age.
Exactly. And again, it's a knee-jerk reaction to a story. I know a lot of people, including most of us on the show, were upset that the Parkland shooter didn't get the death penalty, but the jury's verdict was the jury's verdict. It just seems problematic when one verdict, one news story can end up changing a 3-year-old law.
And part of the reason I wrote about this is because at this exact moment, there is a lawsuit going on about a guy right here in Seminole County who was convicted of a really gruesome double murder back in 2006. He was it was a woman and her mother who were stabbed like 125 times. And it was like an open and shut case. The investigators were just convinced he did it. He was prosecuted. A jury did not agree he deserved to die. Once again, they recommended 9-3 on one of the death counts and 7-5. It was that split. But the judge took their recommendation, sentenced him to death. After he was sentenced to die, someone else confessed to the crime 5 different times.
Yeah, I believe it was the granddaughter of the case. Yeah, the daughter and granddaughter.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And who had been one of the key witnesses and putting him away.
Yeah.
The first time the judge went through this case, and by the way, taxpayers are probably going to end up paying this guy millions of dollars because the accusation is sort of a malicious prosecution. The judge in this case, a federal judge, counted at least 15 different things that investigators in Seminole County did wrong, including not testing any of the blood at this bloody crime scene. A fingerprint person who handled the case resigned in disgrace. The bottom line is, at the end of this trial, jurors were not convinced, at least not unanimously, that he deserved to die. They did so as a majority. The judge recommended, that's how it works in Florida. The judge then says he should die. The judge himself has come forward and said, I made a terrible mistake in this case. And the judge himself now says that death penalty verdicts need to be unanimous. There aren't a whole lot of people that study this, I would say, from an objective standpoint, that don't say we should be sure before taking someone's life, but we're going in the other direction.
Well, my question then is, where does the U.S. Supreme Court come into play with this? Because again, if you let Florida do it, then do you allow, which I get, obviously, yeah, but where would the U.S. Supreme Court weigh in on what Florida's thinking of doing?
That's the question, and there is some speculation that because they undid a pretty key verdict with related to death penalties, there's a little bit of fuzziness on there, but the speculation is that they might allow this again. The reality is there are hardly any states trying to do this. One thing that I think blows a lot of people's minds, because you think about death penalty, very few states in the United States are actually executing anymore. About half of them have outlawed it and as a matter of law, but the vast majority, like 80 to 90%, simply aren't carrying out executions. And there's a zillion reasons for that. Most of the top one of that is that juries have been found to get it wrong a number of times. It's also unfair on a bunch of levels. Men are much more prone to be sentenced to death than women.
Yeah.
Minorities are. Poor people, it's you're more likely to be sentenced to death if you commit a crime in the South than you are up north, depending on where you live. So most places do not do this. Most states are not fighting for the right to A, execute people, and B, execute people when juries disagree. The two leading states right now are Florida and Alabama.
Yeah, there you go. And
Hell yeah.
Texas is doing its share too. I mean, it was just this week that Governor DeSantis signed another death warrant.
Yes, and we are back to doing executions. We had only done like one over the course of 4 years for a while, but we are back to executing people.
Ross?
Scott, I have a hypothetical question for you, and I'm asking myself this, and I'm still working up an answer for myself. Hypothetically speaking, we could and would never get any death sentence wrong. in the history of the country, right? We are batting 1,000 when and it's a hypothetical. I'm not saying that's the world that we live in. Would you then be more would you agree more with the death sentence? Because that, for me, I'm not for the death sentence for the objective fact that we've goofed it.
Yeah. That's why a lot of states have abolished it.
That's enough for me to be like, case closed.
Right.
But I'm curious, Scott, if we never got it wrong and we always got it right, would you be more inclined to be agreeing with a death sentence?
Maybe more inclined, but probably not. I don't believe government should be in the business of killing people, but I also just can't separate it from can we get it right? You ask the average Americans, they don't trust the government to get their driver's license right. And we're going to trust government to kill people. I mean, and frankly, I think most cops, most investigators, most prosecutors, they are earnest people. But I've written about way too many cases involving way too many rotten things where cops, sometimes because they really believe someone was the bad guy, manufactured evidence, bullied witnesses who were on death row, snitches in order to, behind bars in order to give them a lighter sentence. I've just seen too many things go wrong. And there's a growing constituency, in fact, a growing number of conservatives, they're called like fiscal conservatives against the death penalty, who talk about it costs way more money to try to execute somebody than to keep them in prison for the rest of their life, which, by the way, is not a cakewalk. And I don't have any problem making somebody sit there and think about everything they've lost, the liberties they lost, and the crimes they committed for the rest of their lives.
At times it seems like a harsher punishment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in fact, there are, we talked about hospice care and the right to die. There are inmates who want to die, who want the right to end their own lives, and we don't let them do that. So.
Well, moving on, because I did tease Jack with this item that you have.
That is one hell of a point right there, Scott. I am going to soak that in and marinate on that. I mean, I've never heard of that take when it comes to the topic of the death penalty, that they themselves, there are prisoners who want to die and we prevent them from dying.
Absolutely.
Because they're not done serving their punishment.
That's right. We were talking about it with physician assisted suicide.
Yeah,
they're called palliative care, which is basically like hospice for inmates. They're inmates that we are spending tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep alive. They do not want to live anymore, and we say no. You've got a 30-year sentence. You're going to keep on serving it.
Well, plus there was one recent convicted killer in Florida that basically begged to be put on death row because he said the conditions were so much better. Said he was going to get Wi-Fi, and it was like, and the judge granted his request.
Ugh.
So what's going on, speaking of the legislature, what is going on with Major League Baseball and Florida lawmakers in Tallahassee? This is choice.
This is a fascinating story, and it's kind of making some national news. My friend Jason Garcia, I know Jack follows his site, Seeking Rents.
Yes.
He's a former investigative reporter with us. He's the one who actually broke it open. He's the one that let minor league baseball players union know about it.
Whoa.
They did not know about this. There is an effort where Major League Baseball is pushing for a new law to exempt all minor league players from having to follow the state's minimum wage law. Now, for those who don't know, the state's minimum wage is a whopping $11 an hour is what somebody gets for working at McDonald's or anywhere else. Major League Baseball thinks that's too much. They should be happy to be playing or getting the chance to play and wants an exemption. So there is a bill that has been filed, and Major League Baseball has gotten like 3 lobbyists involved. They've gotten one of Ron DeSantis' fundraiser. They've got one of his former chiefs of staff working on all this. And all of this, the irony that strikes me is how much money this organization, which by the way represents largely billionaire team owners, and how much money this organization is spending into not paying $11 an hour to the people on the front lines.
And wanting the people of Florida to believe that somehow Major League Baseball can't afford to pay their minor league players when you hear just how much money just spring training brings into various Florida cities. And that's just spring training. That's not even being able to see, a major league game during the regular season. This is a cheap ploy, and it's probably going to pass.
And I don't think this the average Floridian struggles with this one. I think, to your point, Deb, I think the average Floridian thinks, if Subway and KFC can scrounge up $11, I think the farm organization for the New York Yankees, Jack, can probably do the same.
I don't think the Yankees are fighting this one.
I don't think they are either.
Is that what you choose to believe?
That's what I choose to believe.
All right, and then finally, Scott, we do want to get your take on that interesting election yesterday in Maitland because, like you said in your text to me, we're finally texting buddies, by the way.
So cool. That's very nice.
That it was nice to see nasty campaigning rejected for a change. So for those who live outside of Maitland and maybe aren't up on their kerfuffle, let everybody know what happened.
Yeah, and I like that we're ending with this one because it's some good news. People always say that they are sick of nasty political ads, personal attacks, lies, but usually the people who have the most money to air those ads win anyway. And that was not the case in the small city of Maitland, where I believe WTKS and the other Clear Channel stations are located.
Where we're located, right here.
And I think it was because it was such an egregiously bad ad, but it was sent out by a formerly popular guy. This was the former mayor of Maitland, a guy named Dale McDonald, who was trying to get back in office in his city council. And I don't know if he was desperate to get in. I don't know if he was worried about winning, but he put out a flyer done at the last minute, where there's hardly any time to respond, that accused his opponent, Lindsey Harrison, of, get this, being on the side of perverts who want to expose their genitals to children in city parks. The mail said that she supported, quote, the right of, quote, deviants to expose themselves to our children in our parks, and not only that, to prevent the police department from arresting them. I don't even think we need to get into, where the basis of that claim comes from.
Exactly.
Because no, it's not worth dignifying, but it was pretty clear that what I thought was cool was the residents of Maitland said, hell no. Hell no to this. This woman's a mother herself, by the way. Who's in favor of perverts exposing themselves to kids? I don't think it takes that much thinking to realize that's probably not a claim that should be taken at face value. And this guy who was the former mayor who served, I think it was 2 full terms, I don't remember their terms, but was served until he was term limited out, so relatively popular, got stomped in Maitland yesterday by 62-38.
Whoa.
And it wasn't even close. And I find some solace in voters saying, you know what, we are not going to tolerate it. I think some of the best elections, we've talked about this before, happen at the local level where partisanship isn't necessarily involved, where you're not just voting for the guy who you think's going to, be where you won on January 6th or something like that. But they sent a message, and I hope other candidates heed it. And the last thing I would mention about this is that the candidates who do this, I don't think they always appreciate what they're doing to themselves.
Right.
Because that's now the legacy this former mayor leaves the city with. He was a term limited out mayor who I have to imagine was relatively popular, elected. And now he leaves with this reputation. And I would encourage any candidate who's thinking about doing something like this to think about whether that's what you want what your children to see your legacy to be.
Well, and here's the deal. I saw this before, yesterday, the day before, and credit to the Orlando Sentinel and some of the TV news stations that brought attention to this, because that's how the voters found out that it's like, okay, this is ridiculous. And the vote went the way it should. I think even in the low 30s, that's more than he deserved. However, that seems... that is still a trouncing in modern day politics.
And you're right, Jack. I do credit the media, and I've often said that I think media can have more of an impact in local elections. But sometimes it's hard. I don't think this mailer really hit mailboxes until the weekend, and then we have a tough time. It's tough. We don't like to parachute in at the last minute, especially when we haven't been writing a ton about a race and declare someone a liar when we don't have all the facts. And we've got consciences. You fear, what if you get something wrong? What if it runs on election day and we got something wrong? We don't generally write big stories that are on election day or election eve. This one however, was so beyond the pale, so obvious. It actually featured a guy in a trench coat showing his junk to a couple of kids.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
There was a picture. I was taken from behind, Ross. But yeah, it made me wonder who's the stock model who poses for that. By the way,
Yeah, no doubt. Where do you get that on Getty Images?
Yeah, that's a weird gig.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, that is. They did. I think people generally parachuted in, and this got the attention it deserved.
But again, credit to the Orlando Sentinel because
Absolutely.
it was yesterday. I saw this story in the Sentinel, and that's how I learned about it while the polls were still open. I don't live in this district. I wasn't voting, but to know that the voters had access to that information because it was pretty underhanded and done last minute on purpose to try and get in under the radar. It's dirty politics, and it's great to see when they don't work.
Finally.
And credit to our reporter, Steve Hudak, who not only wrote the first story, but here's this part gives me the heebie-jeebies. Steve goes to the poll yesterday while the votes are being cast, happens to see former Mayor McDonald there, and happens to see a voter walk up to the former mayor and say, quote, "You're a lowlife. You should be embarrassed." There's no question that this mailer impacted the way people were voting, and Steve was there to witness that part firsthand.
Wow, maybe let that serve as a lesson for other candidates, local and otherwise,
I'd like
thinking of
to think
adopting.
so.
Yeah, absolutely. What?
And sometimes, I'd interacted with McDonald before. He may be a decent guy, have been a decent guy. I think a lot of these candidates sort of lose their brains. They start listening to consultants who do not have their own name at stake in this, and they say, "I just do this." And I think you sometimes see people at their worst.
Well,
so
he learned his
he'll
lesson.
do better in the future. Yeah.
Well, and that's some of the great reporting you can get from the Orlando Sentinel and great writers like Scott Maxwell. What you working on next, Scott?
I think we're going to look something back at the voucher school. We're about to have the biggest expansion of vouchers in maybe, I think, the United States. Vouchers for all. My contention has always been, I just want some accountability. If taxpayers' money is going there, I don't think our reporters have gone to these schools and found high school dropouts as teachers. They've found schools that literally shut down in the middle of the year. Have your beefs with public schools if you want. There's never going to be a day when Johnny goes to school on a Tuesday and school ain't there.
Right.
I think we need to have some basic accountability and transparency for these things.
Not to mention the disparity between the numbers, anywhere from $210 million to $4 billion in taxpayer money.
They don't have a clue what they're doing.
They really
true.
don't. So we're looking forward to that, Scott, and of course, look forward to seeing you again next week when Jimmy will be back. Until then, have a great weekend.
You guys have a great one as well. Thanks.
Thank you. We appreciate it. That's him. That's Scott Maxwell, Sweet Heat, the True Dragon from the Orlando Sentinel. Yay! Every Wednesday right here on the Jim Colbert Show. But now it is time for trivia, so load them up, 407-916-1041, and we'll do that next right here on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Pro Bowler Sean Merriman. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
The Packers' Aaron Rodgers told the Pat McAfee Show today he intends to play for the Jets this year. Only holdup is compensation between New York and Green Bay. Bucks are keeping linebacker Levante David. They agreed today to a one-year, $7 million deal. David's entering his 12th year in Tampa. And college hoops tonight, UCF visits Florida in the first round of the NIT. Winner advances to face either Oregon or UC Irvine in round 2. I'm Scott Davidson.
Staples Print and Marketing Services help small business print big. Now get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends 4/15. Visit staples.com/printbig for details. This is your sign to try Staples, where prints are perfect, guaranteed.
Everybody knows Tools Ace Hardware has all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking, from Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, and Uni. Come check out the new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle, now in stock at most Tools Ace Hardware locations. This griddle is fueled with propane and will open up a whole new world of griddling, frying, steaming, and sauteing while delivering the innovation and premium quality that Traeger is known for. Plus, previous model Traeger Timberline pellet grills are now $700 off while supplies last. Just visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com and get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. Tools Ace, the backyard place.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you. even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron. Join us Wednesday, March 29th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
I've been buying wholesale cars for 27 years, and every year, the way I know the market has peaked is my Bradford pear tree blooms. This morning I looked, and it is bloomed. The market is peaking. If you want to sell your car, this is the highest time of the year to do it right now. Just beat a guy today. A CarMax offer $3,000. They offered him $75 on his Corvette. I gave him $78. Why? Because the tree told me to. Give me the VIN.com.
Sell us your car. Give me the VIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Shopping for a diamond? Only one jeweler here has over 30 plus years in diamond wholesaling, manufacturing, and retailing. And that's Keith LeClaire at International Diamond Center.
I've been in all phases of jewelry manufacturing, and all that knowledge, all that ability that we have acquired over the years now has brought together for you as a consumer at the bottom line price.
Make no mistake, this is Orlando's direct diamond importer.
A lot of people claim they've been in the wholesale business. A lot of people claim they've been in manufacturing. They don't know 2 cents about it.
Even today, Keith supplies diamonds to wholesalers who then sell to jewelry stores all over the country, and he's known worldwide as a major player in the world diamond market.
It's because of the relationships and the contacts that we have developed over 35 years. Our reputation is impeccable. Our desire to please our customer is to the utmost. You hear all these jewelers that make these outlandish claims. The biggest, the best, the lowest, the largest. My response, go shop them. Then come to IDC. The proof is in the pudding.
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Of course, your favorite station is on the free iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere and listen anytime. Plus, get thousands of other stations and playlists all free. Download our free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
I'm good at cutting hair, but I never cut my budget too close.
Amscott's installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back. And no credit check. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Hey, you want
Want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassey's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassey's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
My grandfather owned a gun and pawn shop when I was young, and I was taught at a very young age how to handle a gun safely and properly. I also didn't receive my first gun until I was 25. Now that I'm almost 40, I own a bunch of guns. That being said, I don't understand how an 18-year-old being able to buy a long rifle makes any of us safer, because I just don't trust them.
Well, you're not alone. But like Jack said earlier, plenty of 18-year-olds out there you'd probably trust more than some 47-year-olds.
Yeah, when it comes to firearms, though, I don't see any need to change it from 21 to make it easier to get long guns or, any assault-style rifles.
Again, for me, I'd just like to see the state of Florida let a law sit on the books and marinate for a while before they go and change it again, especially when it really has more to do with campaigning than anything else. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Jim will be back on Monday. You've got Deb, Jack, and Ross. Speaking of Ross, let's check out what's in the sauce jar.
All aboard!
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack.
Clickety-clack.
That was for you, Jim. I have a pair of tickets to Orlando City, who are also playing tonight against the Tigres, but these tickets are actually for this Saturday, March 18th at Exploria Stadium as Orlando City, the Lions themselves, go off against Charlotte FC. I don't know what their mascot is. I think it's like a crown or something. So watch a lion just devour an inanimate object, because they have a terrible mascot. Shots fired. I'm talking all the poop, Jack. Hold me back. Hold me back. Don't.
Go get him, Ross.
That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that will get you a discount. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O Moving.com. Ross, who goes first?
Let's welcome Julian on line 2.
Julian. How are you, Julian?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, fat and sassy. Would you like to play a game?
I certainly would.
Let's do it.
Want to play a game?
Okay, Julian, you know how this works. Jim is going to make a statement followed by 4 facts. But one of those facts is a lie. Find that lie, and you are going to go watch a lion devour an inanimate object. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, listen closely, Julian. On this day in 1941, singer Mike Love of the Beach Boys was born. Here are 3 fun facts about the Beach Boys and 1 lie that really gets around. Number 1, I know, that Brad, right?
All right, here comes Dominatrix Deb.
Number 1, their songs were mixed in mono because Brian Wilson was deaf in his right ear. Number 2, President Ronald Reagan was a big fan of the band. Number 3, the Beach Boys were the first major American rock group to play in a communist country. Or number 4, Help Me Rhonda was based on Brian Wilson's breakup with his high school sweetheart. Which one is the lie?
I'm going to go with number 3.
Number 3 is a fact, so that means, Julian, you are a dirty little pig and you have lost the game. Not everybody gets that, Julian. You should have thanked me. Ross, who goes next?
Let's welcome Gloria.
Gloria, I'm sorry about that, Julian.
On line 1. It's biblical.
Hey, Gloria, how you doing?
It's biblical.
It is biblical. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here are your 3 remaining facts. Find the lie, and you're going to go see the Orlando City. Number 1, their songs were mixed in mono because Brian Wilson was deaf in his right ear. Number 2, President Ronald Reagan was a big fan of the band. Or number 3, Help Me Rhonda was based on Brian Wilson's breakup with his high school sweetheart.
Number 3.
You are the winner, Gloria.
Yay!
Oh, yeah! You are the winner. Yeah, that is the lie. Because
It's my birthday weekend.
Hey, happy birthday.
That's what's hood.
That's right. Go find Ross and Jack and have them buy you a drink for your birthday at the game this weekend.
Or not.
Absolutely.
We're going to put you on hold. Ross is going to get your information. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate that, Gloria. Do you know why that was?
Day.
Awesome. We love you. Thank you. You guys know why Help Me Rhonda was the lie?
No.
Because it was based on a fictional character. I guess there was no real-life Rhonda.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad. Actually, thank you, Brad. Thank you very much.
Tough getting a Brad day.
They did indeed perform.
Wow. Tough getting a Brad day. I'm on the phone.
Oh, she's still on the phone.
Not anymore. We hung up on her.
They performed in Czechoslovakia back in 1968, which was then under communist rule. This is interesting. Brian Wilson's deafness resulted after his father accidentally hit him with a wooden plank.
I was going to guess like a boat oar, but I guess that
It's pretty
qualifies,
much. Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's a wooden plank.
Also, the first concert I've ever went to was the Beach Boys.
Was it really?
Greg Kihn opening up, and that was in 1983 at the Brendan Byrne Arena in New Jersey. East Rutherford, New Jersey.
That's a pretty good first concert to go to.
Saw Frank Gifford in the concourse.
Damn. And then finally, before we find out what's coming up for Ross Thoughts, believe it or not, Brian Wilson got an F in his high school music class for writing what would be the Beach Boys' first single, Surfin'. The grade was later changed to an A when Wilson was 75. Thank you so much, Brad. We really appreciate your help with trivia. Ross, what's next for Thoughts, my friend?
I have a question. You guys are very good friends of mine, and I feel like I am to you.
Yeah?
There you go, Jack. There you go. Just let it out.
I think he just did.
Acknowledge our friendship. It's a thing, whether
loves
you
you.
like it or not.
Move on.
What I'm trying to say is that I actually have a pretty meaningful question to ask you to see if whether or not I'm going about this whole existence and life thing correctly.
Oh, wow. That's an honor.
You've come to the right place.
I'm not so sure about that.
I'm just going to ask Deb, actually.
Come on!
Oh, now he wants it. What happened to...
Well, we're going to do that next. To keep it right here on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Ross Thoughts.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy delays continue out of Polk County eastbound on I-4 approaching US Highway 27 up past 429 now. Westbound travel on I-4 heavy as well between the Beachland and State Road 535. Authorities working to clear an accident on 535 with blockage at 536. Heads up here. If you're traveling right now on the 408, we are accident free and traffic's up to speed. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's panini flavors are getting even bolder, like buffalo chicken paired with creamy mac and cheese. They're sure to be the envy of every lunch. Go ahead, try a new bold panini today. Gotta have a Wawa.
2023 right here. You still have plenty of time to fulfill that New Year's resolution to finally get your vision corrected with the leader in vision correction. Of course, that is the Filatowski Eye Institute. All you have to do is text 1041 to the number 868686. That way you can schedule your consultation today. Now, look, I trusted the Filatowski Eye Institute with my son and my father-in-law's vision, actually using this product and seeing how unbelievable it is. Dr. Filatowski knocked it straight out of the park. Crystal clear vision virtually overnight. Both of these guys have much different lives. You can do the same thing. And remember, they use the latest state-of-the-art technology. Their surgeons have completed over 65,000 LASIK procedures. What I'm telling you is you are in the best hands. Change your outlook forever. Simply text 1041 to 868686. Schedule your consultation with the Filatowski Eye Institute today.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price on select models. Net of all rebates.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. When I was growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to save our house. I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house recently, I looked at the parts that the builder put on her garage. Parts that were designed to break, and the first thing I thought was to replace the springs, rollers, and hinges, and I also added decorative hardware to make the house look beautiful. Did you know the garage makes up 40% of your home's curb appeal? I wanted my mom's garage to not only look good, but it had to work right too. When I started A1 Garage, I thought about my mom and I thought, I'm gonna treat everyone just like my mother. Call today and take advantage of our $129 winter tune-up special that includes a new bottom rubber to keep all those nasty bugs and winter out of your garage. The garage door is the smile of your home. Don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
This hour brought to you by Space Coast Jobs Now, coming March 30th.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. You're listening to WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. So apparently Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
Anybody want some pizza? I just had 10 pies delivered to my house. I don't know where they came from, but I don't know. Help yourself.
Yeah, all of these 80s rejoins that we've had today, they all make me want a Buffalo Bill. They make me want to tuck and put chapstick on and ask me if I would do me.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. That was an excellent callback, sir.
I'm not alone, right? This has got some Buffalo Bill vibes. You can't see a weirdo naked dancing.
That's pretty much the 80s, right, Jack?
I'm not sure I get the reference, so I can't.
Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill.
See, again, another movie I remember seeing. I'm like, well, that was good. I don't remember.
You don't remember the tuck and chapstick scene?
No.
I'd do me.
Would you do me?
I'd do me.
Lotion in its basket.
Or
Nothing.
it gets the hose.
Yeah, I know. You keep that's in one of your jokes. Yeah, I never get that.
It's wild.
Like I said, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. The Jim part is taking some time off. He'll be back with us next week. You've got Deb and Jack, and, well, you heard him. You've got some Ross, so let's get some more of his thoughts, I think.
It's weird.
I'm not crazy.
It's funny.
I have a corrupt memory file.
Sometimes.
Mommy hold me.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce.
You're not wrong.
It's Ross Thoughts.
Life.
Yeah.
When you guys were in your early 30s, Jack, 20 plus years ago, Deb, 4 months ago.
God love you. You are a married man officially.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
Wow. Yeah, you're not wrong.
So, here is my question. Were you guys, like, so far my 30s have been way more introspective than I ever thought. I've never been like this. I've never looked at life with this filter on. And it's not Jakara. It's that's an Instagram joke for no one but me.
No, there's other grammars out there laughing.
I like Hudson.
You're a big Hudson guy.
Yeah.
I like Oslo.
Yeah. Lo-fi is good sometimes.
Lo-fi's good.
Lo-fi is, but yeah, it depends.
But it's not as...
I like El Jefe myself.
It's not as heavy. El Jefe, Oslo, Hudson,
Sierra.
Yeah, those filters are not as heavy as it is just...
The life filter?
The life filter.
What do you find yourself being more introspective about? Is about where you're at in life, where you want to go in life?
Or a lot of it is...
Existential threats.
Is really just finding out who I am. Because I think a lot of my 20s, what I did is that I not on purpose, but just really I excelled at small talk, meeting people for the first time. A room full of strangers that I don't know might be where I am the most comfortable. Now, there are some strengths and pros to that, but there are also some cons. I never really had deep philosophical conversations with all of those experiences of all of these small talks.
Right.
So now here I am, married, and now I can't stop thinking about, what am I all about? What is my creed? Do you need a creed? And one of the things that I can't help but think is that everyone is on their own pursuit of happiness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want anything in the way of my pursuit of happiness.
Right.
So I don't care.
You've spent too much room in that time with Jack.
Time out. What don't you care about?
About a lot of things that people seem to care a lot about.
Like?
Great example, we'll use the big P word. Politics.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I was going to say, because there's a lot of people who care about that.
Yeah. So a lot of people care about politics. And I will vote. I'll get my vote on. But I also know at the end of the day, I can't get wrapped up in that because then I become a cranky old fart.
It's hard not to.
It's hard. So
Yeah,
then
it's very hard not to.
So now, in my early 30s, the one thing that I'm in forever pursuit of, which is my pursuit of happiness, is my own balance.
Yes.
What is my balance? How much politics should I have enter in my life?
Which is why it's funny, for me, my love of animated movies balances what I've done the majority of my career, which is the news.
So you
Which is
watch
depressing.
You watch Shrek because it's like sliced ginger to sushi. It's a palate cleanser.
It is.
You
It
go
is.
from murder, life is like an onion, murder.
Right, exactly.
The Deb Roberts story.
But-
murder, onion, murder.
Especially when I was working in the newsroom, right? It's Parkland, it's Pulse. It's, and at the end of the day, I don't want to go home and watch. I mean, I love Ozark, but I've just been, I need something to remind me that life is good, life is happy, and that's where that balance is that you speak of. And now I think that balance for your mental health, speaking of politics, is really important.
And there's a bunch of things. You can replace politics with a whole bunch of... here's a small example, right? There's one thing that my wife does that would have driven me up into a point of confrontation to be like, hey, I need your help. You got to do this. It's just a small house task, right? I don't want to do this every morning of my life.
Right. Is it the sink again?
It's not. No, it's what it is irrelevant. What I'm trying to say is that instead of getting to that confrontational point, what I do is that I convince myself that I don't care. I usually grab my care and I cut it in half.
Jack, care to comment on this part?
Is that a good way to go about this life thing? Or am I just lying to myself, pressuring those feelings
into some place like a diamond because the pressure gets to build up so hard because you keep telling yourself you don't care?
And now I piss funny because I got a kidney stone.
Ross, trust me when I say you are nailing life right now. You got it right on the money. You got to change your perspective because the crap's going to be there.
Yeah, so, okay.
You're doing just fine.
I got to tell you, you kind of sound like a lunatic right now, and it's scaring me.
I know, we've always known it.
It's a balance, right? But you have to think, yes, what are the odds? Are you going to make it better? Is it going to cause a problem? Is it something that's going to keep coming back? But if you can change your perspective where suddenly, you know what? This isn't really a big deal. And then it doesn't bother you as much. Then if it changes, it's almost irrelevant.
Because that's like I don't
know if I trust that advice.
Yeah.
Just from the little laugh afterwards.
Yeah, the Nimbus 3000 witch laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
The Hogwarts chuckle.
You'd think that would be me, but...
And then he topped it off with a Ric Flair.
You got to find that balance. You got to find, it's politics.
No.
It's like you have to divorce yourself just from it because it becomes too much. It's all-encompassing. It's overwhelming. And
It's infinite.
And you have very little control over it. And you watch the corruption and this
hypocrisy.
And the hypocrisy.
Which is the worst part.
It's so thick and obvious.
Stinky.
And then you just watch people, yeah, that's my guy. It's like, I'm sorry, what?
That's why I'd rather watch. You got to be greater than the haters.
And this is why I've just said I'm not going to worry about it. And I just recognize the fact that we're doomed.
Let go.
Okay, so I'm not there yet.
You will be.
Am I... Is this doom puberty that I'm going through? Is that what I'm really just coming to grips with? That
doom puberty. I love that.
Yeah, there's a show title.
I was just about to say that. Thank you.
I just don't understand
this doom puberty I'm going through.
This has been a thought that has been in and out of my mind for, quite some time now.
Yeah.
Over a year of just trying to find the perfect balance of what makes me happy, what makes me sad. And the con of this thing that I've been doing, which is just cutting my care in half, is that I feel like at times when it comes to politics, like a bad American. Or if it comes to something with my wife, I might look at myself as a bad husband. I don't know if that is bad husbanding if I go ahead and say, look at something that I disagree with my wife, and I convince myself that I'll just cut the care in half. And so far, it's worked.
Well, it'll work for a while. That's the trick of it. It will work for a while. It depends. I think intention goes with anything and everything, right? It matters more almost sometimes than the act itself. Was the intention behind it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make you a bad American when your intention is to look out for your mental health. It's not like, or your happiness, your balance in your life. You're not checking out of the process completely. You're consuming as much as you know is healthy for you and getting rid of the rest. There's nothing un-American about that.
Your Honor, here's a movie scene I remember. It's the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, excellent
You know
movie.
when they're rolling that ark,
the
in
big
the
ball?
box? Yeah.
No, the ark.
No, the ark. It's in a box. But
Okay.
They're pushing it in this giant warehouse, and it's just filled with boxes. That's what's in my head. Those boxes.
Yep.
You just find that pain, and those cares and that negativity, and you just stuff it in a box, and then you just keep stuffing them in one box after another, and they never pop open.
Yeah.
And there's never a problem. Ever.
Terrifying.
Because he's lying to you. Because they do pop open.
So
we're both living proof that you can only shove stuff in those boxes and closets for so long.
There's an endless supply of those boxes, just like in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
But this is okay. So to this weird Lucasfilm analogy,
Yeah.
all right.
Thanks, Jack.
What I'm saying though is that I don't need those boxes because I've cut. I don't even pay attention.
You've exercised the
I
care.
have liberal canceled some of my problems by going, I'll never give you an opportunity ever again.
Well, and that's the key. Did you really change your perspective on it where it no longer bothers you, or are you just suppressing the animosity you feel towards that issue?
As of right now, I do not think I am suppressing. I am just then putting my attention somewhere else and letting my brain do the trick of, oh, you care about this now. And then the next day happens. So I don't think I'm suppressing. I don't rule it out. It's kind of weird that I can't say I know I'm not suppressing. But let me ask you guys this, and we're almost out of time. How much day to day, and try to answer this as honestly as you can.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Scale of 1 to 10, day to day, tomorrow morning when you wake up, how much will you care?
For me, I care too much.
All right, so that goes back to the
I care
the
too
balance.
much.
So
I have a very sensitive heart, so yeah.
All right, so like a 15.
Yeah.
All right, Jack.
I care.
Yeah, he would be up there at least over a 10.
Yeah.
You're over a 10.
Yeah.
And then I'm angry that I care.
Exactly. And then you're sad that you care. And then you're sad because you don't know what to do. And then you're anxious because it feels like it's out of your control. And then you go, you know what? F it. I can't control it.
Oh, see,
just going to live.
All right,
just
so then
going to live.
That drops it down to like an 8 then?
Yeah, because then I take the power back. Then and the decision probably isn't the best, but it's like what you said, Ross, just cut your care in half. I don't have the capacity. I don't have the room in my little boxes in my head. I don't have the space. Cut it out. Let it go.
I don't want it.
F it. Let it go.
By the way, Raiders of the Lost Ark, true story.
Oh, that's right. Documentary, right?
It was a documentary.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, texting service 77031. So, Ross, you know what I think we're going to do? I think we're going to invite the listeners to help you out with this existential crisis you're going through.
Yeah, I just want to know if I am being a bad person by looking at a lot of my problems in life and going, yeah, I'm just not going to care as much. Is that did I break life in half? Did I hack the mainframe? Did I figure this out? Is this the meaning of life? It's just cutting your care in half?
I think Jack has a new level of respect for you.
I have always respected little Rossi Poo.
That is one of the funniest things you have ever said to me. Those are your Ross thoughts? That was so quick. I'm out. Peace.
We're going to take a little break, but listen, if you would like to give us a call and help us with our little Rossi Poo, we welcome that at 407-916-1041.
We didn't need to double down on the Rossi Poo. I think that was a one-strike thing.
Yeah.
Text us and help us with Rossi Poo at 77031. He's a little bit of a midlife crisis, even though he's not even at the midlife point yet.
I accept the third Rossi Poo because of the rule of 3.
Yeah. Comedy rule of 3.
And we'll be back with more Rossi Poo right after this.
You broke it.
Too much.
Poo.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Stop and go ride continues westbound on I-4 between the Beach Line and State Road 535. Eastbound also heavy out of Polk County between U.S. Highway 27 and 429. Southbound 429 very busy between Sinclair Road and I-4 still. And we're seeing delays south on the Turnpike between the Beach Line and Osceola Parkway. The 408 up to speed. See traffic problems? Make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Daytona Beach.
Ocean breeze, tropical beach. An air freshener can make your car smell like paradise. A drive to Daytona Beach will actually get you there. Beach on. Plan your trip today at DaytonaBeach.com.
Man, it's time for a new bathroom, and you've told yourself this for years, but you never seem to make the move, and here's why. It's nightmare stories of it taking months and going way over budget, then not getting what you really wanted the entire time. Be done with all of that. Get your bathroom in 4 to 6 days. Get beautiful products that really are amazing, and get the best installation team out there. Simply amazing. RebathMidFLA.com. That's the website for Rebath in Mid-Florida. These guys only do bathrooms, and they do it quite well. If you have a bathroom, whether whether it be the master or your guest bathroom that's been giving you trouble, you just don't like it anymore, it's ugly. These guys really have incredible products and craftsmanship to change the entire feel of your home, how it looks, how it feels, all of that. Spa-like environments, man. This is what they do. And if you log onto their website, rebathmidfla.com, you can see those before and afters. Man, they're really changing the way people's homes feel across the board. They've been doing it for 10 years in Orlando, and they can take care of you as well. Their showroom is easy to find, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Go in, put your hands on these materials, feel that quality, and have their design team come up with something that you are going to love for years. It's rebathmidfla.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
In St. Pete Clearwater, every day is a great escape. With 35 miles of white sand, there's no better place to get away. So let's explore the secluded beaches of Fort DeSoto or paddle our way around Honeymoon Island. Let's kick back, kayak, and catch crimson sunsets. Let's trade busy schedules for laid-back vibes. Let's make today and tomorrow a beach day. Let's shine. Plan your escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1979. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1979. That's 800-777-1979. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, now, by taking advantage of our $59 tune-up with no breakdown guarantee.
Call today, cool today, cooltoday.com.
Book your appointment now.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helps you change your spare, and rock star nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K. Every single day, fueled by Circle K.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
When storms hit, we're here for you. With new grid technology that can reroute power to avoid outages, and better communication to keep you in the know. And as we transition to a cleaner energy future, we'll still be here for you, keeping your costs down even as we work to expand renewables and explore new energy sources. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are two of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's the Woody Show.
Hello.
Rob Ryan Show, check it in.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
Alter Ego, are you ready?
All of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music.
A little bit of everything. All of the great podcasts for every interest.
Stuff they don't want you to know.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome.
All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
This hour of programming brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike at MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
I've had to try and find that balance, and recently I started seeing a therapist, and he's making me go back into my brain, that attic up there, and go through some of those boxes, and every one I open, it's just, what's this? Oh, it's nightmares! And I dealt with them, now I don't have that box, and I feel much better.
All right, Jack, you thinking of doing the same thing?
I've already done that. I'm filling up new boxes.
Are you really? And that, my friends, is life. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Hang in there. It's going to get warmer again. We do have a chilly night tonight, down into the 40s again. Tomorrow, upper 70s. Friday's going to be perfect for St. Patty's Day. You guys doing anything for St. Patrick's Day?
Nope.
Yeah, same
Is that
here.
Friday?
That's Friday, yeah.
I'm getting drunk,
Are ya?
probably at an Irish bar next to my house.
Any of you guys have any Irish in your
Nope.
genealogy that you know of? I think I have a little bit of Irish.
I don't even know. You know why I don't know?
Because you don't care.
Because you don't care.
That's one of the things that I just 0% effort on finding out.
Well, you know, I don't really think that there's anything wrong with that. People did text us at 77031. Someone said to read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, I read it. I read the first one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
As a guide to life, how would you rate it?
I mean, it was good. I wouldn't call it a life guide. I don't know what the purpose of life being 42 means. That's in the book.
I have never read it. Jack, I have a feeling you would have read it.
I've read books. I just don't remember them. I don't remember them.
Really? So that's kind of like the movies thing?
True story. Over this past weekend, I was looking through my old Tumblr page. Like the app was on my phone. I'm like, oh, I haven't clicked that in a while. And then I did, and then it had to do this update. And then I'm looking at my Tumblr page, which was active from like 2012 through 2016.
Oh, wow.
And I used to do book reviews on there. Like whatever book I read, I'd take a picture of it and I'd write a little review. And I read it. I have no recollection. I remember vaguely reading the book, but I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good one. Man, I am a candidate. I'm a cat who needs a journal because I'm not going to remember much of anything.
Well, I know you've made the joke that you have a corrupted memory file. Could it just be that that belief that as you get older and you have that much more information, that much more responsibility, that much more stuff that you have to retain that you actually need for work or?
Well, yeah, that's the Kelly Bundy theory of memory. Is there's only so much room, and when a new thing comes in, something else has to fall out.
You don't want to use Kelly Bundy as your example for intellect or
the new Alante. It's a challenge, but it's like I was like, wow, I was reading a lot of books back then. But I've never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It has been recommended, and I have not seen the movie either.
Same here.
It's very funny. I thought the book was
I've heard very good things.
Yeah, I thought it was very funny. And if I remember, Douglas Adams is the name of the author.
Yeah.
And he wrote that book out of like pure obligation. Like he was underneath a deal. He was under contract and they were like, yo, we need you to write books. And he's like, all right, fine. And then he wrote that.
All right, you stupid book.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
All
then
right, you stupid book. And now it's
A
some
cult
people
classic.
some people are like, yo, they'll tell you everything you need to know about life.
Right, exactly.
And I forgot, a caller just reminded me is that the answer is 42, but we don't know what the question was. That goes back to the book, but
Well, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Now I don't have
exactly.
to read it.
See, you've already got the answer, Jack.
That's
Damn
not
it.
the ending. That's not the ending.
Damn it. Well, I didn't.
Now, I'm sorry, real quick. Someone says, Ross, read The Alchemist. You haven't you?
I have read The Alchemist,
Yeah.
and The Alchemist is the best like self-help life
Really?
introspective book that I have read by Paulo.
Wasn't it a couple of years ago you read that?
Yeah,
I just remember you raving about it. When I
Oh,
came in.
so good.
And I said to myself, I ought to read that.
I know. Jack, are you thinking of picking up a book? I know you
I
said.
pick them up all the time because I have a pile, and sometimes they get knocked over, and I pick them up and stack them up. And these are books I've started. These are books I'm meaning to read.
Yeah.
And it's great. I have a book that I was interested in reading. I got for Christmas. I remember putting it on my piano at home. Yeah, I have a piano. Weird flex. I don't play. But
is it tuned?
It is not because
Yeah.
it's been moved, so it needs
Yeah,
retuned.
that's
But
what
I
I
put that
thought.
book there, and I realized we just went through another Christmas, and it's like, well, that book is still sitting there from Christmas morning.
Oh, wow.
When dust
And
has
I-
touched it more.
And I like the book, and I want to read the book. Leaving the house today, I said to my wife, we have to pick. Let's pick one night. We won't watch TV. Let's just read. And I forget why.
That's not a good start, Jack.
No. I forget.
Do you remember the day?
No, I remember. I forget what it was that made me want to read something happened today. It's like I need to read. I need to read something. I need to read a book. Even if it's fiction. Fiction is fun to read. I know
love
that, but you got to get into it. It's like, for me, it's like finding that video game. I know there are thousands of video games there I'd love playing, but I don't know which one.
Right.
So I just don't play any.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. The perfectionist theory, right?
Yes.
Why are you giving him that look, Ross?
I don't know. Yeah.
You're looking at him like you don't even know Jack.
Well, there's so many video games that he wants to play that he doesn't play any of them. That you got to get yourself out of the way. Yeah,
He's not wrong.
you're in the way of your life.
Yeah.
But I am. But there's only so much. So you look at your discretionary time. For me, you wake up, you have coffee, and you're just kind of waking up to the day, some chores around the house, and you start working. It's during Lent.
Oh yeah, Lent. You don't do that.
And so I go home, eat dinner. So there's a 2-hour window each night of consciousness. And so how are you going to spend that?
Especially, and it's not just your time.
Right.
Because you're there with your wife and your daughter, and, so I don't know what my big limitation is. I know with some writers, I've loved them in the past, but when I've tried to go back and reread it in a different place in life, their writing style doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
And so I found it's taken me longer to get into the book. I always try to do the 100-page rule, at least give it 100 pages.
Right.
If you're not into it after that, then you can put it down. But I'm like you, Jack. I have a stack of books that I bought when I was buying your Christmas gifts, and they are on the kitchen counter exactly where they've been stacked since I placed them there around Christmas, thinking, "Ooh, these are going to be fun to read on vacation." It's March.
So my wife said to me, I'm like, yeah, we need to read. She's like, well, yeah, we'll read on vacation. It's like, what? No, we need to do more than just read, for 1 week out of the year.
Exactly. But I'm one of those people that I don't know. I love silence in the house because I'm sure you guys are like that too. We're bombarded with noise all the time, with sound.
Yeah.
That the sound of silence is, and yet sometimes it also makes me feel super anxious. So I'll just keep the TV on in the background just for noise.
I'll never forget one of my favorite books. I cannot remember the name of it right now. It's about two brothers who start up a low budget comic book hero that goes on to be famous. And it's kind of like a Forrest Gump, but for like the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Right.
But in that book, I'll never forget this. You know when they say like books are better than movies because you have to use your imagination?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, in this book, and I'll preface this by saying I have obviously nothing wrong with this community. But there was a very intense gay love scene in this book.
Right.
And it wasn't like a paragraph. It was about like, I don't know, 6 or 7 pages of this man-on-man love scene.
Right.
Which I, believe it or not,
read through the whole thing.
Looking at you, Mom, don't usually watch. But I'm reading this chapter, and here's the thing. You're using your imagination.
Well, yeah. I mean.
So I'm over here just picturing.
Don't say you're picturing Jack.
I'm not. What? No. God.
How you doing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just picturing these two main characters.
Kiss it real lightly.
These two main characters and what they would look like, my perception of them, and they're just going at it. It is still to this day the gayest thing I've ever done. Guys, I was picturing it all.
Well, yeah, you're reading the words.
I'm reading the book.
And it's creating the pictures in your mind of the scene that you're reading.
But I'll never forget.
And then you felt kind of skeevy afterwards.
That was a weird afternoon. I'm over here picturing like.
Have you ever run into that in a book before?
No.
That's made you go like, yeah, dude, I got to commit to see this through.
I just pictured gay sex for 40 minutes. Yeah, I don't usually do that. And the book was great. It won a lot of awards. That's why I picked it up. It's still to date the biggest book I've ever finished. Just like the main characters. Like, guys, like, I don't know how much I want to open up about this, but like I was picturing everything. And the book is so descriptive, like hanging moss, right? And it was in
Stop.
The whole scene happened in a broke down carnival, like an old fair essentially that no one was at. So I'm like picturing the
carnival rides,
fair, and then
carousel.
Yeah.
The dew on the brow.
Yeah, but worse. Like them, I'm talking like vein placement. Yeah, can I say that?
It's a little late.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, thankfully. But stop
say
there.
Nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to go any further with it. But wow.
Yeah. It's an interesting 6-7 pages.
Does your wife like to read as much as you do?
No.
No?
No. In fact, I only buy her books because it's like a good gift. I buy her books every Christmas. And
what about gardening or plant books or stuff?
Yeah, no. Here's the thing, and I think a lot of wives have this situation where they know everything. So why would I read a book when I know
Ross
everything?
For the win.
Why give them more information?
Yeah,
they
exactly.
have it all already.
But I'm dead serious, man. I was picturing like how much they were sweating. My mom might have been right.
I think your wife would disagree.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, we were going at it.
No.
All right, we're out of time.
But you said we're going at it?
Yeah.
Now you put yourself in the character's place?
Yeah.
That's different than reading it, Ross.
Well, I mean, I didn't go to a broke down fair.
Yet.
But I would be down. That would be so hot. Jack, I know you're thinking it.
What, you want him to go to the fair with you?
We're late for break, bud.
Yeah, we're late for break, Ross. So we're going to go ahead. It's last call time.
They sweated like a lot in my imagination.
It's your turn to make us laugh. Call back from the show. Maybe not the last 10 minutes of the show, but a call back to the show. Just something quick.
Or if you do, just do it carefully.
It's just very, 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 very carefully. But we're going to be doing that next. So load up the phones, 407-916-1041, and we'll do last call next right here on the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Did you know in certain countries, for one in the Netherlands, if you are disabled, they give you a budget to hire prostitutes to have sex with you if you're a disabled person.
Do you have to be a citizen?
You're asking for a friend?
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. A couple of beautiful days ahead, taking us through St. Patty's Day on Friday. Then our luck runs out. We're back to the clouds and the rain. Tonight, clear skies, the low 49, so quite chilly. Even some upper 30s far to the north. 76 the high tomorrow with beautiful sunshine. 84 on Friday. Then on Saturday, cloudy skies, numerous showers, even some thunderstorms. The chance for rain 80%. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Duke Energy. When storms hit, Duke Energy is ready with new grid technology that can reroute power to help avoid outages and easy text alerts to keep you in the know. Get more info at duke-energy.com/storms. That's duke-energy.com/storms.
In Central Florida, it is vital that you have an AC company you can lean on, that you can trust, and that can come through for you when it starts heating up. And here's the thing in Florida, man. That could be like next week, it could be 85 degrees. That's Mills Air for me. Central Florida, that's Mills Air without question. They've been doing it for 30-plus years here in Central Florida, keeping you nice and cool, and they can certainly help you out anytime you need. Their techs, great people, and they're very knowledgeable. They know these systems inside and out, and they happen to be a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts at family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call today. Schedule that appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. MillsAir.com.
Do you spray wood preservatives, mold remediation products, or sanitize indoors using a hand-wand sprayer? Are you a professional who uses a hand pump tank sprayer or backpack sprayer to treat indoor hard surfaces or pre-construction sites? If so, you may qualify for a research study and get paid up to $300. A research study is currently being conducted in the Orlando area to measure exposure to workers when spraying indoors with manually pressurized hand pump or battery-powered sprayers and backpack sprayers. To qualify, you must have a job or have had one in the last 2 years where you use a pump-up tank sprayer or backpack sprayer for indoor mold remediation, wood treatment, or indoor sanitizing. You must be at least 18 years old with a verified government-issued ID, know how to operate a sprayer, and be in good health. This is a one-day study with compensation up to $300 for your time. Study participants are needed. For details and to find out if you qualify, please go to www.researchstudyorlando.com. That's www.researchstudyorlando.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number? Not me. Nope. Nuh-uh. Oh, no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Tax time means a much-needed cash bonus for many people. But for business owners, it can mean the opposite. Hey, this is R.C. Hill from R.C. Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My accountant said I need to reduce my tax burden now. So I'm going to overpay for your old car because I'd rather give you the money than the government. Get up to $4,297 more for your old car than it's actually worth. No matter where you bought the car, no matter how many miles are on it. It's simple. Trade in your old car you hate driving and get a new car today like a Mitsubishi Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. That means most people can trade and lower their payment. Or let me double your tax refund up to $2,500. RC Hill Mitsubishi specializes in approving customers with below average credit scores. My goal this month is 100% credit approval. This month, my prices will not be beat. This sale ends when my accountant says enough is enough. I'm RC Hill at RC Hill Mitsubishi, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. 2 locations, DeLand and now in Ocala. Or visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Bank approval. Vehicle purchase at listed price on select models. Net of all rebates.
The Orlando Boat Show is at the Orange County Convention Center March 17th through 19th with 21 of Central Florida's best boat dealers representing over 80 manufacturers. Fantastic deals on bass boats, bow riders, pontoon boats, wake boats, cruisers, fishing boats, and much more. Sign up to crack the code and win a $30,000 Yamaha SX190 powerboat sponsored by V-Force Marine Orlando. Lots of family fun with Twiggy the water skiing squirrel and the trout fishing pond. Over 40 exhibitors showcasing a variety of products. The boat super sale you can't afford to miss. More info at OrlandoBoatShow.com.
Every cook has their special touch, and at Pollo Tropical, our latest catch puts all others to shame. The new Corvina fish fillet, wild caught, freshly prepared with olive oil and our blackened seasoning, then kept on the wraps on our grill till it's bursting with flavor. Enjoy it on a Tropi Chopper platter with our famous homemade rice and beans. Sure, there are plenty of fish in the sea, but there's only one this delicious, Corvina fish fillet, only at Pollo Tropical.
This St. Paddy's Day, the shenanigans start early with the Monsters broadcasting live from Antamar Irish Pub in Maitland. Join the Monsters in the morning and begin your day with a look at the Irish at Antamar, featuring a breakfast buffet, Irish coffee, Guinness on tap, and live entertainment throughout the day. The Monsters live at Antamar Irish Pub in Maitland, located in the Sheraton Orlando North Hotel. Antamar is the largest Irish pub in Central Florida, and the Monsters are taking it over. St. Paddy's Day from 6 a.m. to 11. Sláinte!
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. Growing up, my mom worked 3 jobs to save our house. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house, I replaced all the parts the builder had put on with parts that were built to last. The garage door is the smile of your home. Don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today. Take advantage of our $129 winter tune-up special that includes a new bottom rubber on your garage.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Wasn't Doom Puberty a stoner rock band from the 70s? Yeah, I think so. They were awesome.
Well, I don't know if there was a show like that, but there should be. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. As we say, thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. We really do truly appreciate it. Like I said before as well, Jim is taking a few days off. He'll be back with us on Monday, but you've got Jack, Ross, and Deb. Tomorrow, our usual Thursday, we're going to hopefully have Colbert Court.
Yeah, we will have Colbert Court. No Brendan O'Connor. Instead, we'll have him on Friday.
Right, yeah.
But let's see. Today was 80s rejoins. We'll do 90s rejoins tomorrow.
Oh, how about requests or no? Jack Flash doing his thing?
You want to email me before 10 in the morning? Yeah, because that's about when I'm going to load the music.
Can I bring my dog in?
Ooh.
Jim's not here. Jack?
Could have done it if you didn't ask.
Oh.
I didn't ask.
There you go. I didn't hear it.
I think I said, could I? I didn't say, will I? I don't know if it is. I don't know. I got my I don't know voice. Come on, let me just bring my dog in. It'd be so dope.
What's your dog going to do here?
She's going to bark and run around and entertain us. I think it would be great.
It's good for morale. Larry doesn't have much time left. Let him pet a dog.
You're not wrong.
It's like for his emotional support or something.
Just get the approval of Big Boss Barb and we're good to go.
All right.
That's
how
all
about
you have
this?
to do.
How about you abuse me enough that I can fill out the paperwork without lying?
Oh, so you need a support dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just like
for your emotional support?
Punch me in the throat. Call me stupid. Spit on me. I don't want to bring my dog to work. Is that how this works?
I don't know, but I know some places on Craigslist you could go to get those services.
I'm on it.
How many calls do we need?
We need 2 more calls for last call.
Come on, 407-916-1041. Make us laugh. Call back from the show. You know, anything you want.
Where's Ram Ranch? We haven't gone down to Ram Ranch all year.
All year.
Such a
Ram
bummer.
Ranch has texted us a few times, I think.
So I don't,
because I've read the text messages
But
where he
I
goes
don't-
on about Ram Ranch, but he hasn't called.
I don't know if that's somebody else Ram Ranching.
Yeah.
Because I don't know this person's phone number.
Because once you start talking about it, other people start commenting about
They
it.
do, but the way these texts were written, they were written in the way that Ram Ranch speaks.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I got to tell you, flag on the field. You got a Padge flag.
A Padge flag?
You got a Padge flag. Deb.
Oh, no. What happened?
It's just one of my pet peeves. Is that I see this happen all the time. Can you believe this text that Jennifer sent me? And then you look at the text and it's like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow night? And then people they put their own narrative and like voice to text.
Which is why I hate texting if you ever have anything important to say, because the nuance isn't captured. You know, there's so much can be misconstrued with an email or a text message. Although, Jack, I know it's your favorite way of communicating just because it keeps it neat and easy and short and sweet.
It's convenient, yes, and I'm just trying to assimilate in a role of trying to pretend to be a human being. And
the more you say that, Jack, the more you say that. I find it fascinating because I'm not sitting in the same room with you. There's at least a couple layers of bulletproof grass. Did I just
I'm
say
sorry, what?
Bulletproof?
Bulletproof grass. Thank you. Give me third one there. Let's roll a 3. Oh, I got a little ding on a Wednesday. Thank you.
In her defense, bulletproof kind of makes bullet poof. You know, like makes the bullets kind of not there.
Give us a call, 407-916-1041.
Oh, we're good. We're full, baby.
All right, we're full. So we do want to thank our Animal House guests today, Miranda Nathanson and Susan Russell from the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando, along with Kittens, Gumbo, Ice Cream, Beetlejuice, and Ladybug, Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, and last but never least, Brad. Thank you so much for your help with trivia. Jack, we had a Twitter poll today. What are the results, my friend?
So that's interesting, and this is normally the portion of the day when I would talk my way through until I could see the Twitter account.
Oh, like you're doing now. So good at that.
Well, here's the deal. I actually brought up Twitter on my phone, and there's a little malfunction, and I'm not able to access the page. So it forces me to go to the website where I can see the poll. Question is,
oh my God,
do you think
he is good, man?
Do you think the convenience store employee who did not call police for the 2 children left in this store overnight should have been fired? Because he was fired.
He was fired. Yeah, absolutely. All right.
What do you think, Deb?
I'm going to go in that at least 45% of people believe he shouldn't have lost his job.
I'm gonna go with 65% of people say that he shouldn't have lost his job.
And Deb, you say 45?
Yeah.
He should not have been fired?
Exactly.
Well, yeah, it's 56% say he should have been fired, so that's 44% that says he should not have been fired.
Wow.
Pretty good job, Deb.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's why you got that bell.
You know what,
You're a
Jack?
soothsayer.
Every time we do the Twitter poll, it always reminds me that I want to call you mozzarella.
I mean, why?
Because it's always a stretch. It's always a stretch.
Look at my Twitter. There's nothing on top of it. I can't access the
Whoa.
the thing. It's blank.
That's not a good sign.
More like quitter. Oh, God. Who's with me, Chuckle Hut?
Well, while Jack figures out Twitter, Ross, who's first for last call tonight?
Let's welcome who other than Mike Larson on line 1.
Go ahead, Buzzer Larson. Last call.
Mike Buzzer Larson here. You know, Deb, 4 years ago, all my friends laughed. They actually laughed when I said, I'll someday be a big star on Last Call. You know how it turned out, Deb?
How did it turn out, Mike?
Nobody's laughing now. Don't fire me, Catcher! Give me the buzzer!
Who's with me, Laugh Village?
Exactly.
Come on, guys, make some noise
Chuckle
for
Hut.
Joe on line 2.
Joe, last call.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
I haven't listened to your show, but Deb, When you're cold, your fingers turn white. I wonder if Chris turns down the AC to get the stranger.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you just busted a secret.
That's pretty good.
It's a turn on when the temp goes down.
I guess so. Who's next, Ross?
Let's welcome Todd.
Todd, last call. What you got?
Well, two things. One, I think the book Ross was talking about is called The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay.
Yes!
Well, like
That's definitely the book. Did you read the book?
Cavalier and Gay.
Yeah.
Did you read the book, Todd?
I read parts of the book, and I knew the guy who wrote it because he also wrote some comic books in the time. So he's big into that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Ross.
Well, yeah.
If you
And then
finish the
secondly,
book.
I'm just wondering,
Go ahead.
yep. I'm just wondering how many rolls of paper you need around there for all that Rossi poo.
All right, let's get out of here.
You should have let him go before.
I got. Let's welcome Prince of the Islands.
Prince of the Islands, bring it home for us. Last call.
Oh, it's gonna be a downer. I just used ChatGPT to write a resignation letter to my boss for 10 years, and I'm about to send it. I have a whiskey in my hand, and I'm thinking about it. I'm sorry, I'm a downer. But
No.
guess what?
What?
I went to the strip club and I saw two daughters from your show stripping. So I give each one of them $20.
Well, thank you, Prince of the Islands. Listen,
he's laughing.
Hang on to that ChatGPT resignation letter. Finish your whiskey. Think about it till tomorrow.
Let's welcome Party Mom on line 5.
Party Mom, bring it home. I'm sweating. Last call.
So Ross.
Yeah.
Do you know if trees can poop?
No, I didn't know that trees could poop.
Well, how else will we get number 2 pencils? Smoke weed every day.
Yay. Thank you, Party Mom. And that's it for a Wednesday, folks. That's all we've got. Like I said, keep it here tomorrow. We'll be back at 3 o'clock with more of the Jim Colbert Show. We're going to have Colbert Court, Ross Thoughts, your calls, your texts, your talkbacks, and more fun. Like I said, Jim will be back on Monday, but you'll have Jack, Ross, and Deb. We follow the news junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning, and right after us, it's a corporate time with the Tom and Dan. Have a great Wednesday evening. Stay warm, and we'll see you tomorrow on Thursday, better known as Friday Eve. Bye. Go put some hump in your day.